Sorry, got to scroll up 2,000 lines.
Lux, why do you keep whispering me?
You haven't supplied cow yet.
Lux,
I said for Tau to go op 4.
You sent me 2 whispers.
Oh. Oh, my mute button is whisper. My bad.
Okay, right. So, looking through here. Bros Guard. Let's get you blue 4. Clapdog, blue 4. Collins, blue 4. Freddy, blue 4. GR4V, blue 4. Indigo, op 4. Mr. Boostar Cheeseburger, op 4. Navy, blue 4. Prime, blue 4. Pabit, op 4. Rolo, op 4. Rory, blue 4. Victor Koak, blue 4. Somi, blue 4. That's not me, blue 4. How many times do I have to say? I say it every time. I make a real deal of it. It's the longest thing I say every week. If you're part of a group, go with your group. You don't. Okay. It's been a long week. We can do this, guys. Wisp, blue 4. Let's see how these numbers look.
What is this?
I'm just vibing here. Let's check.
Oh.
Everyone gets started.
Oh,
If you're given a slot, Prime, go blue 4.
Why does he have a maid outfit on?
Oh, these numbers are a little bit too close together. Goodness me.
Which side needs filling up more?
Blue 4 does.
Why does
I think it looks, yeah,
maid
Four's
outfit
attacking.
on?
We could get individuals in a small group.
Yeah, if we've where's a small group I put off all the small. There's no small groups on blue 4. On op 4, sorry.
I don't want to talk about it.
3 random centaur players jump across to blue 4 until blue 4 has 58 players.
$57, let's go one more.
Nice.
Absolutely. This is a math offensive. Can we get one more jump across? One more volunteer? Just one?
I can't unsee that. You're absolutely right.
Lord Lust, do you have a minute, my friend?
Oh
Tell me how you want your people.
I would like Delta to move up to...
I need to go upstairs for that one. Let me make sure my TFAR plugin's off so I don't get moved down when they hit the play button. But what? Why does he... He told me about the maid outfit. He told me he was getting the maid outfit. He told me the maid outfit arrived. I didn't actually think he'd wear the maid outfit. If he brings it up, I'm just gonna ignore it, alright? I'm just gonna ignore that. Alright? This is why I don't do face cams, guys, because I'm literally wearing just like an undershirt. I haven't shaved in 2 months, so I look like a mess. Like, I don't want you to see that. If I were to see that on the stream, wow. I need to talk about random shit to get that out of my head. Okay, Spiffing Brit released a video about shorts for YouTube. I'm debating whether or not I want to re-edit all the highlights I've put out. Like, you know, turn them into shorts instead for the beginning. But he also mentioned that short channels exclusively do much better, but the revenue's really low. So I'm just debating. Because I never really want to do sponsorship deals. So I might just, revamp the highlights to be shorts and just remove the oh gosh, what's it called? It's the opposite, the outro. That's it. So I might do that and edit that out. Now I can't write Barbarian Weeb out of the multi, even though I really want to, but go to Barbarian stream at your own risk. I have nothing else to say. What the fuck did I just witness? Oh my god. Chat, how are you all doing? It's Friday, which means it's time for another round of, of Friday Night Fights. We've got the EU branch right now. Barb will jump up into the casting couch momentarily to join me in co-commentating. This is the first round of EU, which is sector control. What's interesting about it, though, is there's no number advantage to the attacking side. The attackers just get a shit ton of extra stuff in terms of assets compared to the defenders. So I'll be curious to see how that goes. But, hi.
Did you check out my stream?
I can't unsee that.
Did you see me do a twirl?
I can't unsee that.
Good. Good.
I mean, thank God I have the alcohol up here, and I might just start sipping because I'm just... I can't...
I'm way ahead of you. I bought a bottle of tequila specifically for today because I needed to forget this.
You need to forget it.
I need to forget it.
I can't even... I don't know what to tell you.
Sparky says that when the pandemic's over, he's going to fly to America, and we're going to do a co-casting with him in an Astolfo costume. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, I do not.
I also have a boomer sip here.
Yeah?
I'm gonna need that as well.
Okay, well...
You should... it's awful.
I'm gonna start doing the commentary now, okay?
Go for it.
All right. Do you want me to mute myself, or are you okay?
No. Go for it. I'm here for you.
Okay. Okay. So again, for the record, Barb's wearing a maid outfit on his stream, and if you don't want to bleach your eyes, don't go to the multi. Just write his name out. No, you're not allowed to speak right now. I'm sorry, sir. I mean, you're not allowed to speak right now. Go take a drink. Okay? You're not allowed to speak right now after what the fuck I just witnessed. Okay. So, anyway, this is going to be a Blue 4 versus Op 4 3-sector fight. No number advantage to the attacking faction, though, but the attacking faction has a lot more powerful assets. So, it appears we have French forces, because I'm seeing FAMASes here. But no, wait.
That if you looked at the map and saw the French flag.
Yes, French versus Russians. Okay, thank you. But otherwise, FAMASes with 249s. I can't fucking do this. Why? Why are you wearing the fucking maid outfit?
You can thank Bassbeard.
Well, I know, but you weren't supposed to wear it on stream. What is wrong with you?
What, am I just gonna wear it in private like some kind of fetishist?
Yes!
No, I'm gonna be an e-clown and wear it for everyone to see. That's how I get the money. Because you don't pay me.
Yes, I do.
Not enough. Honey,
then make shit quicker, forehead. Ems has like 3 times the production value as you.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
Damn right you aren't. I can't do this right now because I'm just imagining. Fuck's sake. We have a fucking commentary job to do and you're wearing a fucking maid outfit and you're having on a fucking camera. And now when I like want to talk to you, I'm not even drunk today. Oh my fucking God. I need to change the music. This is too fucking somber. Just start talking about Blue 4.
Sure thing. Like Liru said, we are seeing French forces on Blue 4 using NATO gear, the FAMAS with 5.56, standard one-time CCO sights, and as for assets, they have a number of MRAPs, the small 4-person or 5-person vehicles. I think all 3 of these have M2s. Yes, 3 have M2s. There is one, a Humvee that I've actually never seen before.
They called it a command Humvee in the brief.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is a new one. I would assume it has all this radio gear in the back, which actually, if you texture in it, it has a shit ton of radio gear in the back.
Oh, dude, that's actually really nice.
It has a server room.
There, or, locking the door and just watch.
Uh-huh. Stop it.
Anyway.
Get some help.
We have 3 more unarmed Hunter MRAPs. These are can seat 4 people, so maybe the marksman team will take one of these.
I think these are the 6-person ones that you can actually put 2 people in the back, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
Might be a different one, though.
And then last we have 4 transport trucks, which are unarmored. You can tell because the windows are nice and wide. As for the infantry, like I said, FAMASs, some have the 203 underslung. As for machine gun, I'm seeing, actually, that's a mini-me, yeah, that's an FN mini-me, which is essentially a 249, and I'm
just
assuming
different maker.
Bravo somewhere. I'm seeing that some M72 laws. Where's Iander? He's probably
One thing I do want to point out, though, for Blue 4 is they have a pilot and a co-pilot, and they have an unarmed helicopter, but it has a camera. So that can be a very good intel/recon asset for this operation. But speaking of Iander, I think he's on Op 4.
Yes, he is. Buckets is the Blue 4 Matt Gunner. And
he is also very good with that weapon.
He likes it when he has a big weapon to work with.
None of that today. Please, I can't take you seriously with the fucking maid outfit. I'm sorry.
Fair.
I have to draw a line somewhere, alright?
I gotcha. Alright, but that's about it for Blue 4. They also have a Wildcat, which is unarmed. They can use that for transport, again, taking a team, possibly that marksman team, or just a full fire team somewhere elsewhere on the...
This is exactly why we don't let Barb out of the basement, Nordic. I completely agree. Nope. Want to head to Op 4?
Sure.
Alright, Op 4 is your standard Russian Op 4 force you see in Friday Night Fights all the time. 5.45 based AKs, PKMs as the squad-based machine gun weapon, PKPs as the weapons team machine guns, RPG-42 given to Iander and the Charlie 2 team. We have 2 armed BRDMs, a command BRDM, which is unarmed. Then you got 3 open-top Gazes, which are armored cars with no guns on them. But the opening on the top is there so that a machine gunner can step out and shoot from the top. And you got 4 transport KAMAZ trucks. So I'll be really curious to see how these BRDMs are used in defense, because they are highly mobile, and they have both the 50-round 14.5 material rifle, which will be able to penetrate any vehicle that Blue 4 is currently fielding right now, and then for general infantry suppression, they have that 200-round PKT.
Yep, absolutely. Those things are very good armored cars, very mobile, more so than the larger BTRs. And definitely could see those, especially in...
Hold on, that's... so Dingo, who's the head honcho of EU, is calling Indigo and Nemesis up to the staff room. And I also see SL Dream up there. What's that about?
I would say don't worry about it until it becomes an issue.
Yep, no, I agree. I know Dreams is in the multi. I'm just trying to find where he's slotted in the roster here. He's part of Bravo 1. By himself. Looks like everyone else in Bravo is formed up in a group, but it might be because the thermal camera is still on the helicopter since he's right next to that, but...
That could be it, yeah. Generally speaking, thermals are disabled because you can just especially with the Wildcat, you could just be up and far away, spotting stuff without too much effort and without much risk to yourself. So I can see that being the issue, but I'm sure that they, like I said, will deal with it. Anything else? Should we move on to the AOs?
No, we can move on to the AOs here. Let's just actually quickly look at who's the marksman for each side. Standards is the Op 4 marksman with a 10-round SVD, and the Blue 4 marksman is more than... Okay, no, it's laden with the 20-round Mark 11. Cool. Before we look at AOs, let's actually look at a unique aspect of this mission file. There are 4 choke points in No Man's Land from the river that divides the AOs here. And I could easily see the BRDMs trying to hold those choke points. You see what I mean? There's 2 bridges right to the eastern side of the French starter zone. One bridge that, you know, the Op 4 units could easily send a squad over to. And then, if they wanted to, they could probably send a squad north to take the bridge north of Ripdorf. So I could see the BRDMs rushing down and holding those 2 bridges if they're quick enough. And I think that would be perfect for what the BRDM model is. It's meant to be just a quick recon vehicle. But with the MSR right next to spawn, I could see both of them just driving down and securing a bridge. And, you know, just putting the operation to holding those spots, because if they're able to hold those bridges, that is going to deny almost all of the assets that Blue 4 can field, minus the helicopter. And at that point, you wouldn't need any sector security. You just need to hold the bridges and have a squad to hunt for if the helicopter tries deploying forces. But that's a small chopper that can only take like about 6 to 7 people at once, especially considering it has the pilot and co-pilot. So similar to an older Huey. Based on the seats I see inside, it can fit 6. So Blue 4 it would be really difficult for them to start ferrying people with that thing mid-operation. And I could easily see Op 4 just doing a very proactive defense here.
Yeah, if the armor for Blue 4 was, instead of the MRAPs was, say, a 113, then they could possibly, you know, consider going across the river, under the bridges, something like that. But I would say if they went to the one to their southeast, to the west of Gross Leadham, they could, if they were to rush that, they could get across the river and kind of set up a basic perimeter or kind of scatter before the BRDM got there. And we see it already poised to run south, anticipating that. But instead, Blue 4 is lining up to go north to the one by Ripdorf, which actually doesn't look like... Well, I say that. There are the other 2 BRDMs lining up to go north. Are these both the armed ones? No, it is the one armed, one is the more quote-unquote command, or just the unarmed one. But they are getting ready to... They definitely see that aspect of things.
Yep. I could see this being a very proactive defense by Op 4 here, and I think that would be a very good opportunity to hold those bridges and just have that be the AO. But nonetheless, let's talk about the sectors here. So first off, we have an added area of just a docking yard with a toppled over fishing trolley. You gotta remember the actual, like... Yeah, the amount of ground between the bottom of the river here and the water is actually very shallow for this map, so big boats like this actually wouldn't be able to get across this area, which is interesting enough. I think that's just an oversight on the map developer. But let's look at Sector 1. So we have a concrete factory, which this AO is actually... I think the natural AO itself, knowing this area. We've actually seen this area used in quite a few different... FNFs. I think they added a few extra buildings here, but they didn't add the symbolism on the map, so that's a little bit of a light oversight. But I think that construction building, for example, was added in. But this in itself is actually not a bad AO. You've got an outbound perimeter. You've got some good internal buildings to make an internal perimeter. And with the BRDMs and a lot of this open space, it would actually be really easy to kind of hold this AO down in an all eggs in one basket approach had the attackers been coming from a different vector. What are your thoughts on it?
I agree. I think the outer perimeter isn't going to be as tough to get through, especially with all those vehicles. Those MRAPs and even the trucks can just bust down a wall, unload its payload, and then they can do kind of close quarters combat from there. But they will definitely want those armed MRAPs with the M2s to lay some pretty heavy suppressive fire on these objective buildings if they want the infantry to move up, because otherwise, especially from the TAN building and the construction site as well, great overwatch over this entire area from the northwest. And to the south and southwest, it's a bit more obscured by trees and kind of foliage, and even some terrain cover as well. But this will be a very hard sector to fight if Red 4 garrisons as well.
All right, let's move on to AO number 2. Sorry, I'm taking a look at the OPFOR forces. We have Devincer with the command BRDM. I think they're going to send recon all the way to the northern area. They've got the Charlie Weapons Squad setting up on the second bridge from the north. And then we have some forces setting up some defense here. And then we have a BRDM ready to push to the south. I'm going to try to find the other BRDM very quickly here, but what worries me about this defense... All right, the other BRDM is in the ruined church area. But what worries me about here is OPFOR's committing about half their force to proactive defense on recon and the bridge, you know, on the river, while the other half is going to be focusing on interior defense, whereas Blue 4 is obviously going to commit to putting all their forces across, you know, one bridge just to get keep all their forces consolidated. Especially in this situation where they can, if they were to go across multiple bridges, they could easily get fucked over. So I think OPFOR might be stretching themselves a little too thin. But then again, as I say that, we have an element of Charlie, actually that's most of Charlie 2, is pushing past the bridge.
That's Iander, that's Scandi. They're going to do some shit. Iander with that RPG-42, absolutely looking for some early strikes. And he's not the one in the... No, okay, I don't think so. If this were, I think, a vanilla vehicle, they theoretically could have had him pop out the top with that RPG-42. But instead, they are going across the river and into this kind of garage and service area, hiding their Gaz Tiger and setting up an ambush. Actually running into the forest here. This could be interesting. I don't think
I don't think it's gonna bear any fruit though, because Blue 4 is planning the safest route here, which is running everything along the northern side on Ripdorf.
That's very smart. Yes, yes.
But I mean, another thing that they should have done to at least lead that is had the helicopter fly ahead, recon the church area, and then recon that other bridge, and then bail out instead of charging forces blindly. Because if they, you know, if OPFOR had done a proactive fortification here, it would have been a lot more costly. But Blue 4 has the time here with the asset to recon out the bridges to see which one's the safest, and then they can just change to go to the safest one with no penalty. So I get the speed coefficient here. We're just seeing Platoon 1 HQ charge over this bridge, and most of the force is going to follow here. It's smart. It's very smart, but...
The Red 4 X-Ray team, they definitely would have heard that. Oh, God, they almost flipped their MRAP, but they managed to recover.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're going to have some decent recon as far as seeing, hey, there's...
Yeah, safe start just ended dreams. I'm sorry.
A general shift in defense looking to the north of the defensive AO. But, yeah, no...
The question is going to become, is Scandi Recon going to now pursue this large convoy moving through? Because they hear the vehicles going along the western side. You can just faintly hear them over the rain, and Nemesis is actually looking in that direction. But it was a smart thing for Blue 4. Oh, hold up, we got a vehicle. This is the command vehicle.
The unarmed BTR? But that's an unarmed. That's the SOPT truck with 11 souls inside. Devincer and them, they're loading up.
I think they thought it was an armed BRDM.
And that's the general idea. You know, you see a BRDM, you don't go, I don't wonder if it's armed or not. No, you go, oh shit, that's a BRDM. Let's fucking get out of here.
Yeah. I do like the strategy that the other armed BRDM used to the south. They had both people get off of it and then watch the bridges, and whenever they'd see something cross the bridge, they'd go and attack it. Smart call there, but again, Op4 wanted to do a bridge defense and wanted to hold their own areas, but they didn't have enough forces to do both. So they only committed half, and it was kind of done a little haphazardly. Now the question is going to become, can Scandi Recon be tasked to go behind this massive Blue 4 force to the north after X-Ray for Op4's PID'd this large force movement? And can Op4 now make a new unified perimeter defense along Sectors 1 and 2? Speaking of let's quickly touch on Sector 2 and Sector 3.
Actually, I do hate to interrupt you, but Scandi has loaded back up in the Gas Tiger. They looked like they were going to go further. It looks like they might be going...
I think they're going to go south and then hook up on point 44 and follow the convoy in a similar route they took. That's
exactly
there we go.
What they're doing. They'll have to keep an eye on that, but you can go. I'll keep an eye on them. You can go ahead and talk about Sector 2.
All right, so Sector 2 actually has had some fortifications made around it. It's meant to be some sort of industrial HQ. They added a skyscraper building to it. It's very nice. But they've dug a really nice set of perimeters around this position. So I'll be curious to see if this becomes a last stand position. But one of the issues I see is if Blue 4 is going to come from the north, there's another fortification they dug from the southwest. Yep.
Liru. Scandy's just pulling up on Blue 4 command now. They just spotted
the
Humvee. Lord does. Did he see it? I think he's trying to get back in it, but I don't think they saw it. No.
Now he's shooting his gun. He's Command trying to run away.
Leaving Command behind. And there goes...
As an RPG.
And...
Lord's running for it. He's crippled.
He's got that long range. He's going to be calling for help. Grab's still just running away. And
I feel bad for Lord. He's, he's up there trying to take Grav out. I would assume,
Scandi Recon, this is the last thing that anyone wants to be.
So Grav's going to be able to drive by because I assume that Humvee's bulletproof because it's a command one. But, yeah, Lord needs to hide because, he's probably
right for him.
He's probably on the radio asking for help, and the background of his radio, you can just hear the...
And he's dead.
I'd be willing to bet Yanni heard Lord on the radio. They got to go and double tap him.
They got to double tap him, but that was a pretty good spray. Yeah.
Oh, Scandi not doing that double tap.
I think they're really just making sure that he was the only one around. Yanni's sticking by the body, so he's gonna try and keep tabs on him while they maintain a perimeter. And I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go back for a double tap.
I'm gonna not be surprised if Lord wakes back up though. Malon's gonna come up and do the double.
Yeah, he's inspecting.
He's checking the inventory.
Yep, and oh no. Lolo sees that the body still has physics.
Are they gonna cable tie him and heal him?
I was thinking yes, but it doesn't look like it. No one went to bandage. Malin and Lolo are just playing with their food now. Malin pulls out his handgun. Yep.
Yep.
They're just playing with him.
Yeah, they're probably talking to him. Yeah.
And
there's the double tap. All right, let's see if they grab that LR and tap into their comms. Otherwise, Blue 4 doing a massive flank around. They're going to be going for Sector 3. That was pretty entertaining. Sector 3 is just a random homestead. It's got a marsh to its east. It would have been cool to have that as an AO, but again, Op 4 is kind of gone for a, how would I put it? A spaced out defense with the bridges, but it was impartial. But anyway.
Yeah, this is now in the chat. Yeah, dude, you got screwed, my guy. You gotta have,
fuck me deep.
Let me do my prediction. Fuck, that would have been fucking funny. Oh, dude.
Lord, what did they say to you before they executed you? Because I know they said something. I want to know. I gotta know.
How the fuck did they get there? They're Scandi. What do you
They're Scandi. So, Lord, to show you, they pushed up to here, set up an ambush here. They heard your convoy driving by, so they cut through and followed your convoy, and then they found you and just executed you.
Oh, dude, it was textbook. It was just textbook.
That's Scandi Recon for you, the fucking oddballs, man.
God. They were confirming his
your name found out. They can't, yeah, so...
Insult to injury.
Yeah. So in FNF, you're allowed to steal guns, equipment, but not uniforms. Anything that makes you look like the enemy other than something that's practical like the weapon. So it is possible to steal someone's gun and then sneak behind the squad and shoot everyone with it, and then they won't realize it's, you know, not one of their own guns firing at the enemy. So it's a good way to get a few easy kills.
Absolutely, but now the head is cut off.
Yeah. Lord, tell us Blue 4's plan. Let's hear it, because I think I see what Blue 4's doing here, and it's probably going to work, mind you, with how spread thin Op 4 is, but we'll see how it goes.
Yes, Captain. Oh wait, no, hold on. Yes, Liru has seen the outfit.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's fine. It was in the chat. I just wanted to address it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Blue 4 going on a big wraparound. I think that it's been made, especially between Scandi Recon and the Red 4 X-Ray that was up here on the northern bridge. I think their plan may be in jeopardy, especially with Stanners sprinting for their 2 trucks. And yeah, I think the jig is up before it even started.
Yeah, because the whole convoy drove right past the X-Ray group, so Op 4 knows that Blue 4 is going to be attacking from the north. Maybe even a far attack to the northeast, which I'm actually thinking I'm seeing this massive reach around here to have Blue 4 come from the east here. But I think they're going to crouch and take Sector 3 first, and then follow these forests down and take Sector 1 and 2. But we have, hold up, Lord, who was Blue 4 ground command, saying, so Charlie and Alpha are going for 3, while Charlie, with Charlie as support by fire for Alpha as the assault element. Rest are going to 1, and then big offense to 1. And then the combination with X-Ray, and then the full force that was going to 1 will then assault 2. It's a solid plan.
Mm-hmm. But as usual, Scandi throws a wrench into it.
Of course.
As quickly as it begins.
But I think
not even 10 minutes in at command stead.
Yeah, I think forces, these guys are going to be able to continue moving around, though. The one issue we do see is Scandi is moving to do a maneuver and assault the attacking force on the rear. And more often than not, when they do this, the side with Scandi Recon tends to win. Because forces aren't prepared to fight a flanking fight on 2 fronts. But if Scandi does this too early, you could just see squads immediately turn around and encircle Scandi. And when that happens, that can get a little messy. We have Mountain driving down, friendly truck pulling up.
That's not friendly. That's the friendly truck.
I know.
From Red 4 is in there. Now the question is, did Mountain see who was in it? Those windows are pretty wide open, but they definitely didn't see Scandi coming in from behind. He actually pulls off a bit to the side, but Iander gonna get a clean shot here. Nope, it's gone. Mountain goes to
Mountain gets out to check out what's going on. Pierce now engages him. Stander's trying to line up a shot. Mountain's quickly trying to get in the Vic. Denaldo now getting in as a rocket comes in there, Vic from Iander.
Engine's dead on that. Denaldo trying to
getting knocked out by Stanners.
Yep. And Fisher's still in there. Hops to the driver's side, gets out. Stanners tries to mag dump, runs out of ammo. And Mountain gets into the crossfire.
Yep, he's able to pick him off.
Eats a grenade.
But here comes Scandi Recon.
3. Oh, it was unfortunate. That would have been almost a fucking team kill there. But ooh, great nade landing right again. It's a smoke. It's a smoke that lands right next to Pierce. Sorry, but these are all smokes. They could have all been great grenades.
Yep, and now Blue 4 is coming back to support, and they're going to get on direct fight with Scandi Recon, but we have the MRAPs coming up. Yep, so a lot of Blue 4's force now turning around. There's attackers capturing Sector 3, all right. So probably the rest of the force is going to start going to Sector 2 and 1 to do that main assault, but now we're going to have Scandi Recon deal with a partial force coming back.
Infidel doesn't hear the other MRAP pulling up.
Yeah, he's getting shot to shit. There's a rocket going into and shooting the engine out of that one, but we got the second MRAP that's come up. Infidel is down. Mountain also seeing Nemesis and taking him out. Nice. Scandi Recon under a lot of fire here.
Yeah, this is... They're kind of overconfident from that first engagement, I think.
Definitely. Mountain's doing a lot of damage. He's in between Scandi Recon's line here. And he's trying to pick Yander off now.
Yep.
Yander returning fire, but he gets taken out by Mountain.
Yep, Malin still bandaging as well. Mountain's gonna come up on his left.
Oh, but Malin heard him coming and knocks him down. All right.
Very nice. Nemesis does wake back up as well, so they're down their AT, but they can easily go back and grab that as well.
Well, they have to go and find it, though. I don't think they're going to find it in time to deal with the other MRAP that's come up.
Yeah. Well, no, Theki, they've actually been pulling back. They got spooked from that first RPG because they didn't know where it came from.
Yep.
And yeah, they're pulling back. So this is still winnable for Scandi. They have taken out a number of assets, one unarmed MRAP and one armed, but there's still some work to be done. Nemesis goes down again, I think due to blood loss.
Yep. But Malon's about to get on top of him. And you're hearing some more gunfire to the south as a small TSB contingent is trading arms with the force that took the third sector. RPG, excuse me, I think that was an M136 shot came in, but it hit a tree. Otherwise, it would have probably hit the BRDM dead on, but the BRDM is now trying to pull back as we have a 4-man Blue 4 group come up to deliver a nasty flanking attack to this TSB force.
Mm-hmm.
Is TSB pulling their 360 like I teach them? Survey says, as Vonk runs up, as DeVincer dies, the answer is no.
Meanwhile, back
Greg getting picked off in the tree.
Right.
Yep.
Is looking for targets. Nimia just barely avoids death as Az is trying to bring back up Nemesis. Pierce is kind of on his own. He might get caught out by Charlie 2 for Blue 4. Buckets there with the Gustav. But Pierce, I think he just got spotted out by Navy. And he's not aware of it at all. Navy line.
We have another BRDM. Hold on. Other OPFOR BRDM just picked off the gunner on one of the M2 MRAPs. It is now pulling back. It has to be very careful here because it's a massive battle line of Blue 4 forces coming around, and that 4-man team is trying to sweep the rest of the TSB group as Moxie's desperately trying to throw grenades where Blue 4 is starting to encroach. Those were smoke grenades, though, and Blue 4 is throwing their own frags in retaliation.
Johansson's rolled up to Blue 4 Delta, and he's looking for targets. Already got one.
Random AT round.
But unless they're able to... He's actually taking a hit. It looks like...
Ouch.
He's been hit with one of the laws, but...
Oh! We just had a... That was Buckets with the Moz. He just used one of those rounds to blow up the already damaged MRAP, and... no, that was a truck, and knocked Nemesis out.
Again, old man has fallen asleep over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Again, TSB, the... Go ahead.
Swallow is down here to the south, looking for another shot on Johansson's BRDM. I don't know if he got it off or not, but DeVincer, Mapnura, Bread...
He did it again!
Just to do something here as those BRDMs start to withdraw, and they're going to be on their own. Now just
Buckets did the same thing again to the other, the Command Humvee, knocking out Azariah. And I think Scandi Recon's met its match for this round. Again, their flanking attacks only work well when the main force is already attacking the main defending force, or vice versa. If they just attack on their own, that force can just divert forces around and circle Scandi and wipe them.
Absolutely. They got lucky taking out the commander because he was literally on his own and left to die by Grav. It sounds harsh to say, but that's really what it was. I have no idea why Grav just...
Yeah, A2's doing really well with...
save his commander. Not even like element lead or anything, but the commander of the entire force.
Mm-hmm. Blue 4's main force, meanwhile, just overpowered the remnants of that TSB group. Looks like OPFOR still has its 2 armed BRDMs. I'm going to confirm that. Wait, nope, that's a command BRDM, and the other one is an armed one. Nope, they still have both the armed ones as well.
See, but that's not me, and gets a kill there.
Nice.
Another rocket coming in from Buckets onto the MRAP that Lolo was in. Lolo's still alive, but that M2 MRAP now, it was already damaged and probably not recoverable, but it's out of use completely now as Lolo gets out and tries to sprint for cover. Nim gets caught up by Wasp. And she's trying to play dead, looks like.
Yep, I don't think she understands where Wisp engaged him from. Now Wisp is trying to find an angle here. Is going to spot Nim out of position there. Put some more shots out, but isn't able to land a headshot.
Yep, Malin, meanwhile, gets caught a crossfire between Buckets and Navy. And that's a lot of blood on the ground. I don't think he's going to be waking up from that one. And yeah, I think it's just up to Lolo and Nim. Still doable for people of Scandi caliber, but...
Real quick, Lord is asking me to look at what happened to Blue 4 X-Ray. Checking their bodies, it looks like they tried to the sneak on the southern side of Sector 2 and were all picked off. Minus Layden, who was able to pull back, but thankfully he's the actual marksman. That's the most important group of X-Ray, but I think Platoon 2 HQ was just able to find them and murk them, or at least see them, to have another asset go and engage them. It's round 1 EU.
Makes sense. To the northeast of the concrete factory, we are seeing a massive blue force
Lolo left.
preparing to get to the edge of the tree line and make a break for it towards the factory itself. And this is looking pretty rough as far as an approach. You got you have the tree cover going up to it, but you still have some big open fields before you get to that wall. I played an op on Roche, Germany not too long ago, and yeah, you gotta watch out for these open areas.
Cheeseburger's gonna tap them.
Sectors.
Or not.
A good, even a half decent Overwatch position will be able to just have such great line of sight from many angles of approach. And what 8-2 to the north is doing is probably their best bet, going along the shore of the lake and trying just to get as close to the wall as possible before coming out of cover, for concealment, I should say.
So I'm watching Cheeseburger right now. He has no idea that Nim just took Wisp out. Might have just seen Nim. No, he did not on the right side. He's too tunnel visioned on his sight. Oh, he had to have seen Nim right there. There it is. Yeah. And Nim and Lolo both taken out by Cheeseburger and Navy, respectively, and that is Scandi Recon wiped. Blue 4 had a lot of casualties in that fight, though, but compared to where the amount of casualties on Blue 4, it's actually kind of looking in Blue 4's best interest here. They were able to wipe an entire squad of really good players, and Blue 4 so far, the only major wipe they've had was in X-Ray in Platoon 1 HQ in command. Apparently Platoon 2 HQ was now leading, but a BRDM just killed them all.
Oh god. Oh, now he's friendly firing. He's trying to take out Mass there as he tries to limp away. Gun down, trying to go like, why are you shooting me? What are you doing?
You know, I don't think I've seen this in a while, but Blue 4 has no leadership elements left. Both Platoon HQs are dead. Command is dead. They just have a plan to stick with at this point.
They have Alpha lead, Delta lead is still up, Bravo lead is still up, and Charlie lead is still up. So we just have elements trying to work together, but no overgoing leadership, and this is what it gets them. We have Alpha 1 now shooting at Alpha 2. Firing over on Somi, and Somi taking some hits.
Somi obviously insulted Novix's mother.
I mean, hey, at least it's not Yanni's mom.
We're not allowed to insult Yanni's mom, but otherwise, because Buckets was used against using all of his AT against Scandi Recon, you don't really have any AT left on Blue 4 side. Flux trying to throw a satchel on it, but wasn't getting it anywhere close. But that satchel's probably going to freak Burt out and make him pull that BRDM back. But these BRDMs are going to be absolutely lethal against Blue 4 because of all these open areas. The BRDMs can just drive around and make hits.
Misses.
Yep. With every missed rocket is more opportunity for these BRDMs to do a lot of damage.
Oh, and Vonk just went down. I'm pretty sure he was Alpha 2 lead. He got sandwiched between friendly fire and enemy fire from the construction site. Oh, this is just...
Oh, 1v1 Titans with Dreams and his dad. Nice.
And, I mean, it'd be wrong to not attribute part of that to Scandi's efforts. Cutting up ahead of the snake so early on just set the groundwork.
And the BRDMs did a really good job to pick off the platoon leads as well. Actually, Scan Your Recon, so Scan Your Recon took out Command. X-Ray for Op4 took out Platoon 1 HQ, and Gamma 2 with Op4's BRDM took out Platoon 2 HQ. So everyone's doing their part, definitely. Now, the one fear I have is Blue 4 is in 2 large groups. One of those groups on the western side is being countered quite well, but the other pincer maneuver, I fear, could easily overpower the thin line of Op4 troops that are on this facility. Once Blue 4 gets their foot in the door, they could just go to either sector and overpower the forces there. So, even though Blue 4 is at a disadvantage, Op4 is just stretched way too thin here. And it's still anyone's game.
Ash to the north side of this whole compound with the Bravo 2 group, he has reached the wall, and that's pretty much the biggest hurdle, is reaching the interior of this compound. We still have Shaltazar, Broken, Emzakov, all these people in decent Overwatch positions, and like I said, these positions are so strong, it's going to come down to the Blue 4 players able to, their ability to actually kill these overwatching forces, especially when they have assets like a PKM.
Look at that cute little bipod on this gun.
It is
it's adorable.
Kind of a position, in my opinion. However, they are flooding in now from that northern tip and trying to spread out, get as much progress as they can. And I think, yeah, with how much ground they've been able to take, it's going to render their position somewhat useless. And, yeah, it's going to come down more to the numbers, which, like you mentioned, Red is lacking in this area.
Ooh.
And meanwhile, over by Sector 1 itself, we have Jesse and his team coming back in a Gas Tiger, Kowski out. And so they'll be able to garrison this, but Flux, Bonk, and all of this group, they're pushing in. They got to do something quick if they want to try and take this before they get garrisoned here. And I think it's already too late.
We have a BRDM on the outskirts chasing an MRAP. No, that's the Op4 MRAP they stole. Never mind. Okay. It had a Blue 4 symbol on it.
Yes, it does. Johansson's in it, though, which I believe he's Red 4. So, yeah, he's got...
Yeah, he's the one driving it.
Down Blue 4. I think the down Blue 4 guy's in the turret, which would make sense why there's a blue icon on the map. But, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Just had Blue 4... Blue 4 on terminal, Sector 1 just breached a large portion of the wall. Op4 now trying to set up in the pipes nearby to set up a defense on it. But that might have been a diversion because I'm seeing some other Blue 4 forces now vaulting the walls on the other sides. Oh, we got King, though. He's one of the really good players with Arma Jesus. Gets some flanking shots on, I don't even know, SCH. Gets some more shots and knocks out Woonip. Catching dudes out of position here.
Looks like Legal Action tossed a satchel and blew a huge chunk out of the perimeter wall, opening up a big hole for Blue 4 to flood into, but I think that's a bit too big.
But again, Blue 4, they're not I don't think they were using that hole because we had other people vaulting around the sides. Got Point Men leading a small group, Kane leading a small group, Vonk going up, taking out Mass. Vonk winning his fight with Oh God.
And Tom and Guy Fieri, they're none the wiser, and they actually stay alive. Gore's still alive too, just barely shielded from that blast from the concrete too.
Guy Fieri sending him to Flavortown, though.
Yep.
You're hearing suppression fire by Novix here as he's trying to, there's 2 people dead up on the top floor of this construction complex. Granny knocking out Point Man. But the other fight, meanwhile, to the south, I'm seeing Blue 4 pulling back to defensive lines. A few for Op4 Delta 2 are staying in this AO, but this is a pretty tough fight here, but Blue 4 is starting to overpower. There's a considerable amount of Blue 4 forces on either flank. But you just had Olas here. Olalas, excuse me, just take out 2 Blue 4 guys. He's throwing more grenades on some, on just some additional Blue 4 guys on that sector, so I think Delta 2 might be able to hold. But we have Blue 4 Charlie 1 starting to come up to possibly engage these MRAPs.
Now the question is this construction site set to invincible? We often see objective buildings set to invincible to prevent just, you know...
Yeah, if it was spawned, and I can assure you that's invincible.
But I'm not sure if it is. Like you said, this could be just the legit AAO. Maybe he, you know, replaced the buildings manually in the editor and set them to invincible. But otherwise, I mean, we'll just have to see. But that is a possibility.
Charlie 1 just destroyed one of the Op 4 BRDMs. Holton trying to bail out, but he takes lead from 4 different angles.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Charlie 1. Great strike onto that asset.
You were right. That building wasn't set to invincible, and they just killed all the Op 4 guys inside.
Called it. Called it. Let's fucking go.
That's a good strat. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, most of the time, that's not the case. So I wonder if it was they just threw too many M67s, or if they actually put down a satchel.
There was a satchel that was thrown.
There you go.
Yeah, I heard it.
That'll do
But
it.
now you got the other BRDM coming around on the rear trying to snipe out any Blue 4 guys, but they're already within this sector doing their best. So you got 2 additional Blue 4 guys, Dylan and Somi coming around trying to clean up other Op 4 members such as Granny and Hassinger. Now you got Dylan firing at Bay Potato and Jesse on the flank, but the Op 4 BRDM I think is about to, yep. It's not able to get any shots off though. There we go.
Down. Dylan running for his life is able to get out of there on his own 2 feet, but I'd be surprised if he didn't take any damage from that.
Yep. Heard another explosion go off to the southeast. I think there were trap charges from Op 4, just detonating them because they aren't being useful right now. We still have a considerable Blue 4 force here. And again, it's just because they stretched themselves way too thin. They didn't fully commit to one action or the other, and Blue 4 has just been able to kind of sweep through everything.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how quickly the Red 4 defenses folded, especially with how disjointed Blue 4's assaults seemed to be. But yeah, I think they kind of had too much space to work with in a sense. They didn't effectively coordinate a concise defense. I do think, like you said early on, if they had gone for a tighter defense around the bridges, especially utilizing Scandies or Red 4 X-Rays calls,
It's BRDM, man.
Usually taking the majority of forces out early on before they even had a chance.
Yep.
To actually win this match.
Hassinger just left the sector for a second and caused it to get lost. He's trying to run around to find, I think, Dylan. He's going to get behind him.
And Dylan.
Catches some medic and shoots him.
But Guy Fieri gets the revenge.
Gets Hassinger.
Sends him on a 2-way trip. Or a 2-person date to play with town. You know what I'm trying to say.
Hassinger getting double tapped. Op 4 putting some pot shots on the helicopter.
Bird has lost his right rear tire, so he's very much crippled in his mobility.
Yeah, it got shot out because where Guy Fieri is, there's a lot more Blue 4 guys right there, and the BRDM was trying to get his gunner aligned. He almost accidentally ran a few people over, but that thing's a bitch to see out of. So we wouldn't have been able to see guys on the far left or far right because they're in his blind spots. But he was just trying to get the gunner in position, and the gunner was able to adjust. But now that gunner's trying to strike at sideways and clapdog, but they are able to successfully cross.
Could not clap those cheeks, unfortunately.
Now Op 4 is going to rally around the final sector. We're going to see the 15-minute warning get called in 3.5 minutes, but Blue 4 has... They can take 5 minutes maneuvering and then attack this sector from multiple different directions and be fine. So...
I think so too. I would love to see the defenses that Red 4 has put up around here, especially like Patrick and Dardos up on the roof, or at least this the roof of this section. Plus all the HESCO barriers and everything. I would love to see a last-hand defense just run out of time. But with this attack defense sector, the way that overtime works is that if there are any Blue 4 alive in the sector when time is called, it will go to overtime.
It just turns to a matter of who's still alive within the sector itself.
Absolutely.
But I think Op 4 is outmanned about 2-1 right now, which is not a good place to be in here. The clock is against them too. 15 minutes with enemies, barbarians at the gate. I don't see how this is going to work out for Op4 too well.
Me neither. Especially if, like you said, they take that 5 minutes to organize their forces. Now, if they go for a bum rush, they do have a chance, especially with kind of the overwatching the cisterns over by Misu, Rory, Talcaberry, Dust Eyes. This group up here, they do have these big old cisterns to go up on top of, and they would have an angle down and into this makeshift compound. But yeah, now they're starting to get engaged. We'll see. Swola is ascending the stairs.
I just saw one of the Op4 guys on the perimeter wall get picked off.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was Freddy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so Freddy just got a pick off. Let me see who that was. It was RS Blade. How unfortunate. So one thing to consider with Blue 4 here is, yes, command lines have been severed, and not every group might not have an LR to be able to properly coordinate. I do see, you know, some forces are still trying to medic in the background while other forces are coming around, but even in this chaos, you're still seeing Blue 4 starting to come in on multiple directions. One saving grace that Op4 has, though, is this BRDM, and AT is going to be in short supply for Blue 4. But I still think Blue 4 is going to have a very easy fight here if they put all their numbers in at once. But if they trickle into groups and Op4 is able to push forces around, I think that's going to change. But this is going to be a tough one, especially since we're seeing Blue 4 open it up with some grenades.
King, legal action sideways. They see this BRDM. But the gunner's looking in the wrong direction. Driver sees it, actually dodges by sheer luck. A rocket.
Yep.
I think that was from
Take it down.
Or STS maybe.
I think it was, Swola was one of them with the M72 Law on the rooftop. You see it dropped right here. There's the 15-minute warning. And now this attack is beginning.
And Coral looks like he's now lost his back left wheel. So he is crippled. Bert hops out. Oh, that was Bert, so I think he might have switched wheels or pulled out a spare, but well, Bert's kind of just doing his own thing. Matt's left to watch the perimeter with that 14.5. And Bert trying to go for kills through the tarp here. King actually throws a grenade through it, and
he gets fucking sprayed down 3 ways.
Yep. Toss the nade in, wait for them to run out. It's the classic 1-2 punch. And so now Koro's looking over there trying to get revenge for him. But the question is, to his north, are there any more sticks to use, or is buckets here? I'm actually not seeing buckets, so the best chance they have is a log. And if they don't have any AT, then they may not have a way to deal with this.
Yep.
They've been using a lot, like you said, they have a lot of missed rockets. They could try and use the 203s to chip away at its health, but apart from that, I really don't see much of a way to get rid of this. Matt gets another kill through the top,
Getting an AT hit there.
Buckets is there with, they still have 2 M2 MRAPs. Those would be great in dealing with that BRDM. So
why are you shooting at the helicopter?
for to deal with that.
What are you gonna do to that levy?
It's just going to depend on if they're able to organize that well enough.
Another force is trying to push in the open against this BRDM. It's firing back, though. Flux, meanwhile, trying to sneak past this BRDM.
Yeah, now he's under the gun. Gun cannot depress enough to get out, to aim at him. But Flux is kind of in a rock and a hard place. He was the AT, but he doesn't have any more sticks. Scholt is to his south. If he has, and he's an engineer, if he has any more satchels, no, he's picked up the red.
Oh, hold up. We got Guy Fieri running in with an an RPG-26 stolen by a bad guy. He could AT this thing. and allow the western flank to continue, and Op4 is not prepared on this side.
Yep, Guy Fieri looking for the angle. Oh, he does have a fence in between them, so yeah, he does need to find a different angle. The fence would act as essentially spaced armor in a sense.
Yep, sideways running up.
Now here comes Guy Fieri. He just needs to hop this Hesco barrier. Actually tries to get on top of the watchtower.
He's just making sure Trevi up there, is, who's already dead, is dead.
Mm-hmm. But that attracted the attention of Matt Coro, and now he's pinned down. Flux is trying to...
Swola trying to get some pick-off shots here.
Over on the east side, Jonathan and Short Boy still holding strong. Moxie trying to assist.
Guy Fieri, I think he's going to risk it and try to fire through the fence. We are seeing Blue 4 getting on top of the buildings to the southeast, though, and starting to pick off Op 4 guys.
The fence is going to block it. Wait.
There's the AT. Wow. It does not block. Matt is dead. Fucking Layden, I just saw, got picked off on the southeastern building. Op 4 is down to about 5 defenders that are still up.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
Roof got taken out, so that's there.
Miskov is over here. He's a
not gonna be able
popular Czech streamer. I always like watching how he's doing.
East on that on a higher up rooftop.
Yep.
Unfortunate for them, but yeah, it's just looking more and more dire.
Why are they focused?
For Red 4 as they have.
See, I keep seeing Op 4 trying to shoot at the helicopter. There's literally 100 other problems. That's a hyperbole. Realistically, 20 other problems in the form of 20 other players on the ground to deal with, and they want to shoot at the fucking helicopter.
Silas and Clapdog moving up. They just need to toss some grenades over these walls. They can get some really good entries. Mischief goes down to some incoming fire from Edwin and Fetty. Grenades not
Mox hiding in the brush.
These guys are dead. Marcus and Levi are the last two up.
In the sector, at least.
Rest. Ooh, Skip. Oh no, so Skip was down, but he just wakes back up. Levi gets caught out of the open by Flux, and he goes down.
Yeah.
Up in the zone is gonna be Marcus. And as Collins, Fetty, and them push in.
Hold up, Mox Brenny, I think he's gonna move the MRAP just into the sector.
Marcus is still alive. He took down Dust Eyes and one of his buddies, I believe.
Dude, what if Mox just hides in the MRAP? Oh, it didn't count! It didn't count!
There's a Blue 4 guy down in the gunner seat, so it's still a Blue 4 vehicle.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a Red 4 asset, so the zone is there.
That's fucking hilarious. Even though Mischief wakes back up in the AO, that's GG. Helicopter flying in.
Already down. And yeah, Mischief wakes back up and everyone's taken back. GG, great efforts across the board from Red 4, but in the end, Blue 4
they spread their forces out too thin, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, shout out to Scandy for taking the head off the snake so early, but just unfortunate that it didn't really pan out to be more of a deciding factor.
I mean, it just goes to show you the autonomy of the squads themselves, and good leadership can help in an operation. A good plan can definitely sets the stage, but at the end of the day, it's still up to the PvP.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to change the commands out here. We'll be back in a moment.
For the next one.
I just, jump downstairs.
Fuck you.
Toxic.
You're welcome, Lord Dust. I was just listening to you yelling out in your radio, like, something coordinates.
Yeah,
I have returned.
First time that's happened. You see on the map. No, I don't see on the fucking coordinates. Fuck off.
Gentlemen, that was a strong effort. That was a beautiful battle to witness in the forest. Good effort for the Op4 BRDM squad. I was constantly trying to maneuver people for every single time you got out and try and swapped out wheels. That was impressive to see. Red Strike, how many people have you got? UPSC? Are UPSC still here?
Let's give him a warm welcome.
13.
1RW.
9.
Zeus.
10.
PLH.
10.
AA.
6.
Scandi.
Still the same, so 6 plus.
Roger that. Tau.
9.
TK.
I believe it's still 5.
ML picked up one more, so MLTK is a total of 6.
Roger, thank you. TSB.
6.
RCC.
4 guys.
29th. Shad.
2.
FK.
Currently 2. Most likely going to say 2.
So happy, genuinely. 4AB.
Alright, cool.
4AB, still here?
Valley, thank you for gifting out a sub, and it went to Matanki. Hope you both keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this one.
Are there any other groups here that were not here before? Cool. Lovely. Right, let's take a look. Uplink, attack, defend, opt for attacking with a 15% advantage. Okay. Right, who was attacking last time? That was blue 4, and it's opt for attacking. Okay, so let's get...
What, sending anything to an IED? Yeah, it happens.
Red
Lord, thanks
Strike.
for joining us. If you
Opt
die
for-
again, feel free to join us.
UPSE, blue 4.
How you doing, chat? I think that was an interesting
RW,
first round.
opt for.
One of many for tonight.
Zeus, blue 4. PLH, opt 4. AA, opt 4. Scandi, 4.
Sorry, what floor you cut off?
Alpha.
Opt 4. Not. Opt 4. TK, blue 4.
Still.
See how these numbers are going.
Did you slot Tau?
No.
Alrighto, Ash, thanks for dropping
just
by.
looking to see how the numbers are looking, and then we'll go from there.
Righto, Lord, have a good one.
You shouldn't be in a commanding spot while you're drunk.
Yes, if you
Map does show all friendlies when they are both unconscious and up.
Not ruin everyone's night by taking a role that you should not be taking. If you feel that you're going to be incapable of fulfilling that role correctly and competently, then do not be in it. Don't ruin the night of 107 other people just because you're feeling cocky because you're drunk. Right, let's get Tau on blue fort. Let's get TSB op 4. RCC blue 4. Let's see how these numbers are looking, and we'll slot from there. Chad blue 4, FK op 4. 4OB op 4. Let's see how these numbers go. Okay, I'm now going to pawn through and assume that everyone who's grayed out is center. If you aren't center and you've already been sent in a direction, you don't have to tell me. It's all good. I understand. Right. Let's get Rocker Guard, Blue 4, Clapdog and Collins, Op 4, Indigo, Blue 4, Lolo, Blue 4, Mr. Boostar Cheeseburger, Blue 4, Navy, Blue 4, Rolo, Blue 4, Somi, Op 4, Tarnfelt, Blue 4, That's Not Me, Blue 4, and Wisp, Blue 4. In fact, Mr. Boostar Cheeseburger, come Op 4. And Lola, you can go to whichever one. Okay, well, those last two are just jumping in. Pierce, you've taken Op 4 lead, and Basebeard.
Right, I'm gonna search for some music. Let me see.
And Basebeard has taken Blue 4 lead. Pierce, you have 1 minute. Sort out you guys.
Right, everyone in 1RW down to Foxtrot, please. Apart from those who are in the vehicles.
Send in Goat Team 6.
I'm going to need a second platoon lead.
Crazy Cookie, thanks to the 18-month resub, my man. Hope you keep enjoying the
Any
operations.
volunteers?
I do hope you get a kick out of this.
Alright, we'll just put Delta with 1 platoon. Actually, hold on. Is there any volunteers for 2 platoon lead?
Second in command, you mean?
Yeah, well, I just need someone to lead 2 platoon. There you go, Dusty.
No.
Volunteer somebody.
Just did. All right, I think that's good enough.
Okay. Yeah, that's very true. We'll sort that out in a second. Base, sort out you guys.
Honestly, it looks pretty good. Only comment would be maybe Alpha 1 if you want to take the combat engineer instead of the assistant or the medic. I think that's... Yeah, I think I'm pretty much happy with that. Vagrant and Buckets and Cheeseburger. I'd expect you guys to immediately fold into Charlie 1 or Charlie 2 upon the start. Other than that, yeah, I'm all good to go.
Okay, let's have a little look through, see if everything's looking legal.
Golf 1 is empty for Op 4.
We know we have a plan.
Steal the helicopter.
How do we join these? I think I'm gonna make a video on it for the weekend. I gotta get approved by the FNF group, but
we
gotta find their Discord, join it.
2 people,
If you're not with a community, you join in a group called Centaur.
That's all right. Just
within the Discord, and then you hop on, and then the Centaur group's always called in last. But tonight we do have slots, so I'll see if I can get a video made on them. But it's not my that one's my Discord. I'm not allowed to. You got to get it from someone else though.
I cannot lose to
because they don't want me advertising their Discord on the stream.
I was so worried about becoming staff, but then all I had to do was press a couple buttons.
Should I say anything there?
Fix the
Stream,
Samsung
or...
radar, Simpson.
I didn't say
Fandomaniac, I hope you excuse me, Fandomaniac, I hope you keep enjoying it. Wait, no, Maniac, Fandomaniac, that's it. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So like,
is it a milsim?
Could have a good shower.
Some of the communities that play are milsims, some are casual.
I know it's
Lightning McQueen.
Named missions.
You can't. My fucking god.
Does it?
I sent
You're
an
right, lady.
updated one.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
By Harrison Stanners.
Yes.
Someone's a Cars fan.
Kashiga.
Stop.
What?
Slip over your words.
Cars 2 was the best movie ever created.
Cars 1's better.
Can we get...
Oh, fuck. Lupin, thanks for the 32-month resub.
By pointing out to everyone that the B
Keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a... I hope you enjoy this stream and stay safe on COVID.
Conversation. How you doing, Liru? Have you recovered at all?
I don't want to talk about it. Alright, Op 4 is attacking this time, starting in the port town of Isbaran, and there are 3 terminal sites for them to hit. One is in the middle of the open, so I'd assume is by a some sort of, makeshift camp. Terminal 2 is in some sort of shaded building. I'll be curious to see where that is. And then Terminal 3 is in the middle of the town itself. I would not be surprised if Blue 4 did an all eggs in one basket approach on the 3rd terminal, but we'll just have to see how things go. Also, I'm Combo. Thank you for the raid of 2.
Oh, you were... Yeah, Whale raided me when I was just getting the stream started, and he saw it all. He was like...
Yeah, he also came in my chat to make sure I was watching, and I don't want to say anything.
Well, apparently I started a renaissance, because now he wants to go get a maid outfit as well.
Yeah, no, Bagbaz, it was a cool tunnel op, just it was a messy one, to say the least.
Anyway, moving on back onto this. So yes, this is a terminal uplink, which is non-sequential here on our favorite jungle-themed map, Lagi.
Can you do the talking? I need to go AFK for a second. I'll still pan my camera around.
Sure.
Thank you.
Of course. And we are now coming in, so we will be able to actually look at the kits. And it's actually a pretty dark and foggy. I guess this is... I want to say this is sunrise, but I'm not sure. I don't think it'll matter too much, but...
You okay?
Starting with the attacking side, Red 4, they are probably going to be Russians, and they are good old EMR camo. Gonna be using the 5.45 AKs as Finn. Abusing his invincibility is flying around, true to his name. So yeah, basic stuff, 5.45 AKs, 7.62 PKMs for the squads. For the platoon level, we do have PKPs, I am willing to bet, and they're around here somewhere. As well as a RPG-42 on the back of Iander, who's also trying to follow his mother and try and fly around. They're having some fun with that. Otherwise, yeah, it's standard Russian stuff. They do have a pilot to fly the Mi-8, which is here, along with 2 BTR-80s. You can tell they are 80s because they have the hatch in between the 2 sets of wheels there. Pretty sure these ones are actually like some kind of honor guard thing with that BB logo. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. In addition, they have 4 Gaz Tigers, also with the honor guard logo, and 4 Gaz transport trucks. So a decent amount of vehicles and enough transportation to get them anywhere. That MAA can hold like 20 people or so. So that is a great tool to use. And it also has 2 PKTs, one on the back and one on the side. Moving over to Blue 4. Blue 4, we have British forces actually using 5.56 AKs or whatever designation they call them.
Sorry about that.
No, but 5.56 versus 5.45 classic. No, not quite a mirror match, but near as can be.
As far as the game is considered, it's a mirror match.
Exactly. Marksman has the. I guess it's also a Mark 11, but it just looks funky because of the mod that they are using. It's a bit different from the RHS assets, and they have a that is a FN Mag, which is essentially a 240 Bravo, just a bit different in construction. And Swola is the one holding the Carl Gustav for Blue 4 in this round. I just saw someone blink out of existence, but otherwise, the MTP camo, which is essentially, it's just multicam under a different designation, I think that's a bit too light. The EMR camo isn't exactly the best either, but I think it's a better shade of green for this environment, but we will see.
I don't know. I think in the distance-wise, if you look at both groups from afar, just with the dark lighting, considering, you know, the whole AO is going to be a bit darkish unless they go on the pavement, I think both camos are going to work really well for this. More so the Blue 4 group, because from range I cannot tell. They contrast with the ground so well, but they actually have some ground to contrast with compared to the lighter aspect of Op 4, which I'm not gonna lie, I can't even find right now. There we go. I think they're going to be able to blend into the ground really well, so doing any air-based recon is going to be very, very moot, because they're not going to be able to see anything. The light fog on the ground from the air as well is also going to make that a lot worse. So, let's talk assets here. So, Blue 4, they got the 1117, they get an M2 Humvee, they get some transports and 2 different types of helicopters, and the Little Bird does have the camera on it, so I'll be curious to see if there's a co-pilot on it. UH-60 does not have any miniguns. Meanwhile, Op 4 has the only armed air asset in the AO, and they could probably play chicken with some of the helicopters, and 2 BTR. I think they said these were 70s to work with, as well as... Yeah, I think they're 70s, as well as transport trucks on their own. So, overall, I mean, with the attacking faction having a 20% numbers advantage, I think, based off the AOs, I think Op 4 has a little bit of an advantage, all things considered. But do you want to start looking at the terminal sites? Ren, thanks for the 7-month sub.
Yep. Sorry, what'd you say? I was talking to chat.
That's fine. I was talking to chat too. I'm going to start looking over Terminal 1. So Terminal 1...
Before you do that, a few notes about Blue 4's assets. The 1117, the GMG has been rescripted to be a 240, so it has the 50 cal and a 240 instead of the 40mm grenade machine gun.
Yep.
And then the Humvees, all of the unarmed ones are the armored variants. You can tell because the windows bulge out and they have a silver lining on the interior.
Yep.
However, the M2 one, the armed one, is not armored, so that can be taken out with small arms fire, opposite of, you know, the rest of them. But yeah, like you said, none of the helicopters are armed, and those trucks, the big trucks, are the unarmored ones, like the first round.
Yeah, should be good. But I would assume the Gazes on the Op 4 side are also bulletproof as well, to help even that out. So that's only going to really help the attacking faction, in this case Op 4, to allow for rushes to be a little more successful with Thunder running. So let's look at Terminal 1 here. So we have a little campsite with a crashed UH-60 that's smoking. It is in Blue 4 territory, so they can build a fortification around it, but this one... kind of out in the open. I could see this easily being a throwaway objective, especially on three objective defenses. Usually one is abandoned to defend the other two, or an all eggs in one basket strategy is adopted, where Blue 4, in this case it's Blue 4, but the defending faction focuses on just fortifying one objective here. So I do like the smoke effects they put on the helicopter, though. It's not your standard module. It's an actual smoke module that's been calibrated to create this smoke effect along the whole front of the chopper. So that's a nice extra detail they've put down. What are your thoughts on the first terminal site, Barb?
I'm really forced to agree.
No one's winning yet. Still in safe start.
Terrain to work with.
Attacking faction, which was Blue 4-1 Op 1.
It's just so lackluster in any redeeming quality that, yeah, I could very much easily see them just abandoning this. If it was, say, at the FOB, or maybe like nearer the FOB, to where they'd have to garrison one side of it, I could see it being a better better defensible position, but it just really isn't. But I guess we should compare those to Terminals 2 and 3.
So Terminal 2 is a bunker?
Yeah, that is a unique bunker.
I've never seen this before.
Jinx, you owe me a Coca-Cola. But yeah, this is... What is... This is some Bond level villain shit.
Well, it has a CSAT symbol above it. So maybe it's one of the new assets from War. I don't...
Hexagon. I don't think that's a CSAT symbol per se, but...
It has everything but the... Yeah, on the top part.
On the roof, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, but I don't know. This is, like I said, some Bond level village. You got the fucking gold.
Who made this? Who made this one? Stanners? I'm gonna ask him where he got this one.
Absolutely. This might be a map asset, but still, this is very interesting.
This is not a map asset. That's a shader effect on this.
That's true. That's true. So no, this is custom place. But yeah, we have never seen this before. Very interesting.
New mission destination. Exactly.
Better than the first terminal. You have more, a little more variance in terrain. Some more map objects.
You could turn this into a nice fatal funnel area and have a squad like hold this out very, very well. The one fear though is people crawling to the roof and firing from this really unique rooftop though. But I don't think the attacking faction is gonna think about that. I've never seen this structure before, ever. But if people do know about it, then getting on the roof and firing down from that would be a very easy way to get through this objective. But this is pretty fucking cool. This gives me a lot of ideas.
Yeah, no, and with a decent perimeter defense with Hesco barriers or something akin to that, could very easily turn this into a deadly.
What the fuck is this thing?
Fortification. I would love to see them do.
It's like a Death Star laser.
Hexagon-shaped fortification with the entrance on the western side versus the bunker's actual entrance on the eastern side. Almost give it that like wraparound cocoon kind of vibe. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of people here checking this out. They could very easily turn this into something deadly.
But I think Blue 4 just having a single squad defend this from the inside also wouldn't be too bad, because there's plenty of rooms to fall back to in case grenade spam happens. But if they can just hold off the main area right here, they should be a-okay.
I'd be interested to see if anyone were to be familiar with this. They could throw grenades.
I've never seen this asset before.
And, like, at first when I was looking down, I thought only the middle one was open. No, these are all open. They go into each of the different chambers. So it's almost like a game of pinball or like a skee ball. You throw a grenade up and it falls into one of the different holes and it goes into each of the rooms.
Yeah.
It clears it out, at least in theory. That could be an interesting little mini game, but let's see if that even comes to... Oh, they could also probably hop up on there. It doesn't seem too tall. They could probably hop up and clear it from that top, from the roof.
That's what I was thinking. They could enhance movement off the side or put a vehicle up and climb on that and get on the top. But again, like, I wouldn't think to do that if I just saw this structure. I'd find the entrance and just go in laterally, because you don't have these types of openings on any building I've ever, like, seen. So
this is so interesting. I'm very excited to see how this will be defended.
All right, and then let's look at Terminal 3. I'll let you start.
Yes, this is the town of Itora, down south. This is a close contender with Terminal 2 as far as defensiveness. The terminal itself is in the two-story barracks building with re-barricaded windows, so this is actually a nice defensible zone and building at least. But the town surrounding it is very reminiscent of a Tanoa town. Some destroyed buildings, damaged infrastructure, etc. But overall, like, urban combat is probably one of the better ones to set up a defense in. And again, just going back to Terminal 1, this is night and day difference. I could easily see them go for Terminal 2 and Terminal 3. We see them going by Terminal 1 now, kind of checking it out. We have command up there. Might just be a spotting force, and then I would expect them to withdraw at least as soon as they have any form of contact. But yeah, with that pre-barricaded window in the terminal room itself and the surrounding kind of half-destroyed buildings to work off of, I could see Blue 4 kind of going for a 2 and 3 defense and then just leaving one to the wayside. However, the north side of the safe start, we have a lot of assets and infantry ready to go forward and meet them head on, possibly garrisoning this like fob at Soray. This in itself is a really good complex, but I feel like that might be a bit of a misplay just because how detached it is. Maybe for getting
do you also see that Blue Force dug a shit ton of fortifications to the south of this complex? Like, why? You know what I mean?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think those were there.
No, these were not there.
Oh, you mean the ones? Oh shit! Oh
yeah,
these definitely weren't here. That is very strange.
I think that's a miss. Who's commanding Blue Fort? No, because they're actually building fortifications. It's Bassbeard. So normally he's very good at predicting what the enemy does, and I think he's trying to see that here with this area. But at the same time, why? You know, like. This isn't gelling right with me in the sense that it's a very random area. I'm not really liking this one. Because those fortifications should be spent on something like Terminal 3 to stack this out, but again, the forces seem really spread out here. He's doing a small defense on Terminal 1. Which is a proxy defense. They're holding a building next to Terminal 1 to hold it. Terminal 2 has an actual defense. And they've been fortifying the outside of that as well. And then Terminal 3 is being the dud objective. And he's got a lot of forces, like, ready to go on a counterattack. I don't get it.
I really don't either. Especially with they're using 5 of the
Maginot line,
so
exactly.
They have some kind of plan. They're using the spread out method. Maybe they're trying to feign something because there's only 1 or 2 people in each of these Humvees. Maybe they'll push out, try and feign something bigger than it actually is, and try and just burn time, make Redford feel like they have to go slower and clear out the area between them and the Blue 4 AO. Their mission's starting now, so we'll see what happens. MI8 is lifting off with 3 souls inside, 2 plus the pilot. Red 4 X-ray going off to the southwest. But yeah, how many Blue 4 are actually going out? It's all those Humvees, and no, there are more, but we're almost had a fucking accident there as Coda and Flux nearly collided.
Oh, I know why Blue 4 is doing this. They just wanted to go through the tunnels. And Dust is now turned around. He's scared of tunnels. Okay.
I mean, hey, in Arma, you can't trust anything. So it's a fair assumption. But yeah, they are definitely trying to garrison this fob here, which, I mean, if they were just to try...
Why?
If they were to go into, like, the battle towers or something and get eyes on the approaches to Terminal 2, that'd be one thing, but that doesn't look like that's what they're doing. And already...
They're firing off the helicopter.
At the MI8, so that kind of, like I said, make Blue
Tunnel Snakes rule,
make Red 4 try and slow down and not rush themselves, burn as much time as they can off the clock. We're seeing Bravo 2 and Alpha 2, which is the lead element for Red 4. They're starting to dismount now when they have some more room to maneuver with those vehicles. I can kind of see what they're trying to go for, I think, but it is very...
This is literally half their force dedicated to guarding some random position that isn't gonna do anything for them. I don't get it. Op4's just gonna be able to... They're not even going to go to this position. Maybe they'll send a squad there for, like, recon, but...
You're talking about Terminal 3, or...?
The position that Blue 4 is occupying. Because the only thing I can think of is Blue 4 is trying to set up... think where Op4 is going to do a massive dismount, which they are, right? I mean, we got Standers driving up with a truck.
Yeah, but he's on 4 souls on board, plus him. And they dismount, but I wouldn't call that a massive force in the slightest. Dusty's pulling up the rear with a gas Tiger, but I'm very confused at Blue 4's attempt at a defense here. I'm almost seeing flashbacks to the previous round where the defending team spread themselves out too thin because they have too much to work with. You know what I mean?
Well, this one just, like, I understood why they did that in the previous round, because they wanted to, you know, have some security on the defense. And, you know, the attacking faction's plan still circumvented most of it, but thankfully Scandi Recon was able to be proactive with everything. But
so
here...
this is a bit of an aside, but Woonep, who is part of the helicopter team, he has -1 kill for an aircraft, and they only have the Black Hawk up, so either they intentionally destroyed the Little Bird or he crashed it. But that Black Hawk is now trailing the Mi-8 in its blind spot as far as the guns are concerned, and just trying to keep track of it. I want to see if
I don't see the Little Bird at base. I'm curious why they took the Black Hawk that didn't have the camera.
Yeah, that Little Bird was the recon one with the skids and the camera, so that would have been a great element to get intel with, but seems that Blue 4 has their own ideas.
I'm surprised the freaking unarmed helicopter is chasing the armed helicopter. What is going on here?
The two gun emplacements for the Mi-8 are on the front left and the back right. So by staying on the back left and just the rear in general, they should stay clear of the guns. But as I say that, the Mi-8 maneuvers, and now it's in the sight of that back right PKT. And now the Mi-8 is maneuvering. It has spotted that.
What is this?
And we're having a nice little air show.
Dude, look at where Stanners is. Oh my gosh. Kill them all, Stanners. Kill them all.
That's one. That's two.
There's two.
Two quick ones. Actually, three. He got three on his sheet. Grenades go down in return, but they go over the hill.
Fury killing a guy that was far. But what was Blue 4 thinking? They were just all lined up for Stanners. So they're not pulling security up here then. I don't know.
One of the guys that died was a leadership element. I see a long range down.
Flux just got a good kill.
On top of the fucking watchtower.
What the actual fuck is this?
You guys is as good at mine at this point, man.
I think this is just a throwaway round. Like I can't think of anything else.
I get to eat dinner on time. Hell yeah.
Yeah, great. What are you having for dinner?
Fuck if I know. I know this is gonna be hot.
I had a berry pie. No, a berry hand pie. So you know you make your own little crust with that. Put some berries in the oven and fried rice with scallops. And Op4 is just doing a massive northern maneuver attack to Terminal 2. Then they'll probably split off to take Terminal 1, Terminal 3. As, or they'll just do, you know, unified assaults on either side. But still, like...
PKT now opening up on both the Black Hawk and the compound itself. And in return, Point Man completely ignoring what Stanners did earlier, opening up on the Mi-8, but those shots are trailing way too far behind. And Stanners still playing Metal Gear Solid, trying to locate the sound of those shots. Trying to get some shots on Guy Fieri, but he was able to duck into a diner or some kind of dive, perhaps. And
he's on a Hesco bunker, you silly goober.
Okay, if you're gonna say he sends people to Flavor Town, I get to
Yes, he does!
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm saying I'm trying to put more thought than just, haha, Flavor Town man.
But he is Flavor Town man.
Have you seen pictures of Guy Fieri without his frosted tips? He actually looks like a respectable person.
Wow! The guy that's raising shit tons of money for businesses in the U.S. because they're getting shafted by COVID we're not getting political. Anyway.
I agree with you. No, I take that back. Guy Fieri is a wonderful human being.
Anyway, Kane is flanking around this Op4 group trying to find other Op4 members to hit because they've already taken out two, but Stanners with that triple kill there. He's now climbing over. Flux doing the same thing. Unfortunately, Stanners got spotted by Point Man and taken out by a nice mag dump there.
I guess he got the point.
I hate how there was a Mazron that went off immediately after you said that and took out a BTR. Because that was so perfect. I hate you. Streamer curse, yeah.
Red Force, they've actually gotten pretty close to the terminal, so that Overwatch idea really didn't bear any fruit. With how thick the fog is, I'm not too surprised at that. But, yeah, actually looking at this defense, it's not as capable as I would have liked to see. It's more garnered around the northeastern side of this bunker, which isn't the worst. Aim at the Stars actually crawled on top of the roof and got down, so he kind of fell back into the hex.
Yeah, he's glitched in there a touch, but I mean, I can see what Blue Force plan was: get these high positions and engage an Op4 group coming down. And to that regard, it is kind of working, but there's still so many other Op4 forces that are coming around. The Blue Fort Garrison's going to be able to hold their own here, but it's going to be a tough fight to defend as more and more Op4 forces come into this line.
It really doesn't seem like they planned too well for a northwestern approach.
People are asking me why Op4 is attacking in this faction. I honestly can't tell you. This has been an interesting one, to say the least.
Why is Op4 attacking that position? Why is Blue Fort garrisoning this position? That's so... like, why did they make this Maginot Line miniature?
No, that's not on, he's not on right now.
The world may never know.
Aim at the Stars, waking back up. It's a really nice position he has. I hope no one climbs up to the roof to counter him, though.
I feel like they will now that he's been spotted out there. They go, oh, hey, we can probably get up on the roof of there. In fact, I'm curious how he got up on the roof there himself. He must have probably got him from the outside, but still.
Might have jumped from one of the Hesco barrier walls. Or he might have run and jumped from the tip of the laser, because that's how you could climb onto those things.
To answer one of the people in your chat, how many kills does Buckets and Vagrants have? None. None on either of them.
Oh, Emiskop's already dead. I always like watching how he does, because he's another partnered person on Twitch.
Ooh. So much you can pronounce his name correct.
Sorry.
I know.
Let's see. Mazround came in, destroyed one of the armored gases that Op4 was using to move up. Also, I heard an impact. Oh, we've got a pilot shot out of the UH-60. It's going down.
Oh, that's a crashed bird. Blackhawk down. Jesse's still alive in there for now, but yeah, that's a down bird.
All right, Op4 is going to maintain that air superiority as we have Op4 X-Ray charging around. Maybe they might start trying to hit terminals on the rear here, but we'll have to see. Or they're going to try to get up behind this fortified position on this ridge here and take out members of Blue 4.
For those wondering, Scandi is far off on the flank. They've learned their lesson from the first round and are trying to find a moment of opportunity rather than make an opportunity. They are to the southwest now of Terminal 2. They definitely have ears on that heavy M2 machine gun.
Yander let out an RPG and gets a beautiful hit on the 1117.
Say that, fucking beautiful. Takes down Blue 4's only armored asset. That 1117 kills another leadership element. You see a long range on the ground there next.
That was a 750-meter shot. And the RPG-42's effective range is 500 meters.
Wait, hold on, no. I want to count this out, so hold on.
So Iander was roughly at
700 to 800 meters.
A little, yeah.
End at 500, and he got that with one shot.
One shot.
Fucking God.
If you were to ever ask Azariah what Iander's good for, he'll literally just say AT, like, cause he's just bad at everything else apparently. So you gotta put people in the positions that they can succeed at the most.
Have you ever seen the Jackie Chan movie, The Legend of the Drunken Master? It's like that. Iander drinks 12 beers before FNF even starts, and then he makes shots like that.
He makes crazy shots. Like, there's no way you can counter that, though. Like, if someone's able to literally take the effective range of a weapon and go, haha, that's just recommended, right? And then just nail a 750 meter shot, like, fuck.
He's the person to eat 5 Flintstone gummies and then survive the overdose. Like, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, Blue 4 has fallen back into the bunker itself. This is going to be a tough CQC fight. And X-Ray still up top here is going to try to get some marksman kills. Meanwhile, Standard's original group, they've got Guy Fieri and Kane coming around. 2 guys you really don't want to fuck with, who I've seen in recent ops. They've done really, really well, but Guy Fieri's getting shot at by his own dudes, unfortunately. And he was just about to get on top of Op 4 too.
Quick aside, Iander is not Finnish, he is Dutch.
He is Dutch.
Wait, no.
King now walking behind. Yeah, he's Danish. You screwed up. He is Danish. King knocking out Dusty. Guy Fieri getting the double tap. Koak now looking up to try to see what happened. Gets King knocked out, but then he gets knocked out by some members of the Blue 4 garrison there.
Real quick, Terminal 2. Red 4 have reached the perimeter. However, Sanctu is hiding in the bed of the transport truck, watching the entrance and holding his fire.
Cheeky. Charge goes off.
On the perimeter, but ineffective. So, yeah, this terminal is... Well, it's looking like the strongest position. But it could actually be the first to go. Meanwhile, Scandi, they're actually pushing in closer to Terminal 3. And Indigo Fox's 4-man team, Indigo Fox, Tarnfall, Gladen, and SL Dream, 4 big names in FNF, so close to a death squad of Scandi Recon here, and they might actually not even see each other. Usually Scandi just happens to see each other, but Finn, Iander, Nemesis, Infidel, they're all running in the exact opposite direction, so lucky for Blue 4 there.
I'm hoping Sank 2 has some sort of explosive trap here. But I think Op 4 is going to be able to take Terminal 2. Scandy's going to take Terminal 3. Blue 4 is going to have to be forced to pull back to Terminal 1, but X-Ray could beat them to the punch. Of course, X-Ray for Op 4 there. Sank 2 looks like he's now trying to get into a firing line because he's watching all these people go in and around. If he has grenades, now would be a good time. There's the explosive trap. Oh, look at that. He just killed a lot of dudes and knocked out even more. Perfect.
Yeah, Sanctu is the combat engineer, so he just made that call himself and got a lot of downs for it. Second one goes up inside.
He gets knocked out by Lolo.
And dies.
Yeah, he was taken out. I'm trying to find his number right here. He netted 2 kills with that explosive trap, and we've got 4 people down. Jack now blue on bluing here, but that is quickly adjusted. He got some long-range shots from Blue 4, so that bought Blue 4 a bit of time on the defense there, but that is textbook perfect explosive trap plays that you want to make. So Sank 2, great job on that.
Too often we see explosive traps go to waste. That was not one of them. Yeah,
that was perfect.
Explosive, 2 bodies and then pads real close. And yeah, a quick note, the sky has lightened up, so this was sunrise, and now visibility is getting a little bit more extended, so now we're seeing, yeah, like you said, those Blue 4 shots from the southwestern side of Soray.
Real quick, Op 4 X-Ray rushing to the terminal site with 2 people. They're going to be able to take that, and Scandi Recon poised to take Terminal 3, so the battle for Terminal 2 is incredibly important. Because it is going to decide the victory here for Blue 4. There's Hack 1 started.
And Command actually over there by that fob. They know about that now. Dryden and Mountain gonna head out of there real quick. Not even aware of it, so we could... Why is Kami Slaughter down? Did Kami Slaughter fell down the ladder?
Hey, I just realized grenades, when they're thrown in the water, we lose the symbolism, and then they do reduce damage because they're in water, so... It's actually a really nice boon for the defenders here because they don't have to really worry about grenades, but it makes us hard to track them.
I guess it doesn't quite affect Sagittals as much. However, Lolo gets fucking murked. They have a nasty crossfire here between Hasinger and Granny for the dub.
Yeah.
Hasinger getting suppressed, pulls back. This is some great CQC. Seeing those stances, the keynote of Arma right there, those stances.
Grenade just being thrown around, both smokes and frags. Woo! I just watched an Op4 guy get dropped.
Fucking murked. Oh god, he's turning into spaghetti. Where's Guy Fieri when you need him?
Blue4 doing a pretty good job right here, just holding. Op4 might need reinforcements soon as this TSB group for Op4 does their best. Meanwhile, Somi throwing 2 good grenades here and taking out the CCP position for Op4. I don't think Somi realized that they were there, but he just inflicted so much damage.
Where was that at? I missed that.
Just outside of Sector 2 here. Rockets going into the bunker now. Blue 4 might be able to hold Terminal 2.
Terminal 1's done, and
yep,
they've actually pushed into the Itara Terminal 3, and they're gonna get it unopposed. So I'm thinking this is done for the defending Blue 4. It is all Red 4's game.
Yep. No. Again, the fight is going to be here at Terminal 2. Somi trying to crawl over is spotted and immediately takes fire, but Blue 4 appears to be getting a bit of a number advantage now against the attackers. Op4 desperately needs QRF to come to Terminal 2, which we'll get from Scandi Recon, but the rest of Op4 is too busy fighting the defensive forces at Saray instead of playing the objective. They're too busy focusing on hostiles instead. There's a quote
Saray, am I right?
Yep. Saw me getting around, mag dumping someone, but then Jonathan is able to take him out. But, I mean, even if he goes one-on-one even here, Blue 4 still has that number advantage. There's always a quote I like to use from Ghost Recon Future Soldier that would sometimes be said when you did a multiplayer match. And it was always focus on the objective, not the hostiles. And in objective-based gameplay, regardless of the game, that is always fucking true.
Absolutely.
Because if Op4 were to just send more forces to this objective, or just the objectives in general, instead of focusing on that Blue 4 garrison, they would be able to easily overpower this spot. But it's falling apart here for Op4. Because what's going to end up happening is, I think Blue 4 is going to be able to repel the Op4 attack here. They're going to lose Terminal 3 because Scandi Recon's going to hack it, even though we've got a Blue 4 Humvee coming in to try to set up a defense at that sector. But Blue 4, they're going to take everyone from Saray after realizing Terminal 3's hacked and just reinforce Terminal 2 and just be able to hold it. Op4 is trying to commit more forces to Terminal 2 here, though, but Blue 4 has groups of QRF starting to trickle in. So there's the Terminal 3 hack. Blue 4 Command desperately trying to run back.
Yeah, they came back here from Terminal 1, and now they see that that's there.
Yep.
Are they going to try and go for it? It looks like, yeah, Stalin.
Play the fucking objective, exactly.
Both going in to try and retake the site. However, that's not going to be the best idea with Nemesis and Infidel on Overwatch from that battle tower. Nemesis is the machine gunner with a PKP. He has great Overwatch, and then so do Nimia, Yanni, and Az, watching just from the east, from the barracks building itself. They're already down Joseph Stalin, and yeah, and I think there was another member from Command who's already dead, because there's only 3 up.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Scandi Recon's going to be able to hold that terminal out.
On the clock? Yeah, no way that they're going to be able to get back to that in time. So it's going to come down to Terminal 2, and I'm seeing more and more stars for Blue 4 pop up around there. Birders Garden Mask now down. Aim at the stars up top in that hex shape with that the mini-me. Great little cheeky position, could be very effective, but they really, for a limited time, once they realize he's there, he doesn't have any cover to duck behind or protect himself with, apart from going up onto the roof and then just exposing himself to whatever is looking from the outside.
So that terminal's lost. We got Bassbeard. Oh, nope, he's dead. Never mind. But something I want to point out, there's a guy at Terminal 2 at that CCP position named Killer, and he is doing the opposite of what his name implies, and is actually bringing back a lot of units. He's working on Fred and Research. He was able to get McCarthy back up, and that might give Op4 a few extra numbers to take this bunker, because Op4 right now is waiting for QRF from the northern side in the form of a 5-man team to come in. And Blue 4 is going to be able to hold this, but right now what Op4 needs to focus on is getting those 5-man, that 5-man group in, getting Scandi Recon in from the south.
Charge goes off in Terminal 2, the main sector. I don't think that killed anyone.
Was that?
It's worth noting.
That might have been Rolo's charge because Op4 left that central area and they just got quite a few kills. Let me check his kill count real quick. He's on 1, so it wasn't him.
But there's no other, maybe Mischief only has 0, or he doesn't have any at all. I don't know who that was.
It might have just been a time charge from a dead guy. I'll quickly look at the roster here, but that killed 2 people. And now you got Blue 4 doing a thunder run back to this sector.
Yeah.
And that 50 cal clearing out that bunker. Killer has his head down because he's working on dudes, but his assistant gets killed.
His work has been undone right before his very eyes as Fred and Research go down.
Yep, so he gets up trying to do some shots. And aim at the balls has come up, and he's also firing into that bunker, getting a nasty keyhole here. And I think just got a great headshot on Killa.
Yep, aim of the stars on 1. Still looking out there. Shaltazar, no, angle isn't quite right for him.
So, as I predicted here, Blue 4 pulled all their forces back to cover Terminal 2. Op4 wasn't able to push all their forces to Terminal 2, and I think Blue 4 is going to be able to hold this one. Even though, in my honest opinion, Blue 4 strat... I'm having a hiccups fit now. Yep.
So yeah, with Rolo just got another kill around the side as Guy Fury comes to try to revenge, but Blue 4 now has taken pretty solid control over this whole swamp marsh area. We now have a lot of Red 4 up at the FOB itself. Blade getting friendly fired by the 2 BTRs, which are both still in play. Looks like G-Leg's BTR
Give me a second here, chat.
Damage along with Bolton's, but they're both still very much in play. They can very easily use these to push into the forest as a strike team working together. Make another path for QRF to come in. All these Red 4 infantry from
Sank 2 is on 2 kills. But he knocked out a lot more people that are still bleeding out in that bunker.
Pulling some counterattacks.
Because bleed out kills you don't get counted for.
These are great kills.
Yeah, I don't see Op4 bouncing back from this one. They've got 2 separate groups of infantry on the northern and southern sides. And Blue 4 is now going to be able to set up a nice fortified defense here.
You forget Scandi Recon. They're going to be coming in from the south, from the soft underbelly. They only really have to worry about Misu, Tackleberry, and Navy, who are kind of looking to the south from their positions, maintaining that 360. Maybe they got the call out from command that they're there.
This environment's too open. If Blue 4 has guys on top of rocks and elephant grass, I think they'll be able to easily outperform Scandi, but we'll see.
I think Scandi could turn this around. If anyone could, it'd be Scandi.
Skin had a stolen PKP, but got knocked out. Op4, they still have a fire team sized element here, but yeah, one of them just got headshotted. And you have the Blue 4 marksman, Far, is now firing off and picking off the rest of Op4 as they try to crawl away.
Ooh.
Mischief knocking Clown out, but he gets knocked out himself.
Yep.
And there's the fire team for Op4 down.
Yeah,
time check, we still have about 23.5 minutes remaining. I am flabbergasted that this strategy worked for Blue 4, excuse me. But I think the VIP here today would probably be Sank 2 with that explosive trap on the front that completely halted Op4's momentum into Objective 2. And that's what bought Blue 4 enough time to realize that the 2 other sectors were going to get taken so they could close the gap on this position.
Yeah, I was really hoping that little fire team could hold out long enough for Scandi and the Saray infantry to push down, but no, that's not going to be the case. They are mounting up, but Tarnfalk and Indigo have taken note of the BTR's presence. Indigo just launched a GL over towards the BTR, but no explosion and no real notice from the BTR.
Yeah, they're just
firing off.
I think they're just hiding from the BTR at this point. They need to get AT on it. But between...
Oh no, Tarnfalk just got ran over.
There's no way the BTR. Yeah.
Was prone in the grass.
There's no way they would have known he was there because again, there's no third person anywhere in FNF. It is all forced first person, so they had no idea it was there, and they just completely ran him over. Amazing.
Oh my god.
I don't think the BTR still realizes it. Like, they're just looking around like, what just happened? So you got to remember, in FNF rules, it is illegal. It's a bannable offense to run people over intentionally. Unintentionally, you're allowed to do what you want. If you could argue unintentional running people over, then it's fine. And it's obvious to tell when it's intentional compared to unintentional, but my god.
Yeah, no, he didn't speed up at all. He was going
to just casually drove over Tarnvolk.
Oh, yeah, hit something, a rock or something, you know, what?
It was probably a rock or just some extra water that reduced the speed, but I'm looking at Blue 4 right now. I don't see anyone with oh, no, Point Man has AT, and he's coming up to the Hesco, and he is angry.
Yeah, he's got it.
There's the RPG, and there's the hit.
Perfect front hit. Still alive, though.
They're bailing out of it, but it's not smoking. I think the gun's still usable, though, because it is a BTR 70.
There we go. It's still opening up.
So yeah, G-Legs is staying up there. His driver just got out and got blown up. But yet the gun's still working.
Grenade.
Trying to fire on Tom here. Got a hit on his leg. But you gotta, so something about the BTR 70 models from RHS are similar to the Huey models in RHS. For whatever fucking reason, they are just tanky. Just fucking tanky as hell. Like, I don't know why.
To be fair, it was also an RPG-26, which I believe is the weakest launcher from RHS. So
yeah.
The fact that it hit and only took out the front left wheel probably did some damage as well. I'm seeing a lot of shattered glass. So those portholes, including the gunner's porthole, is...
Other BTRs pushing up.
Yeah, that's Command in there with Pierce. Tesla Companions are pulling up the rear. They might get caught up by the F1 group up to their...
Yeah, Blue 4 pulled a lot of the forces out, though, from the bunker. It is that F1 group for Blue 4. I don't know why they did that. They just put out their defensive forces really far, and Op4 might be able to take this out from Blue 4's nose now. It's not going to be good.
Chad, are my inside supposed to be on my outside? I don't think so. You should consult the doctor. Scandy, they have been called out south of the objective, and so they're returning fire wildly, trying to get some kind of cover. Yanni finds Tom, sprays him down, so they have a decent position to work with, but then they still have a good 100 meters to cross to get to that terminal bunker.
So you got Foxtrot 1 trying to flank the Op4 group from the still active BTR. G-Legs, meanwhile, holding this other BTR here just on the gun, trying to find an angle on Foxtrot 1, but he slightly blocks it. Looks like he's trying to test the driver's seat. And then he goes back to the gun, I think because the engine was disabled, and by switching from the driver to the gunner, that got oofed. And Indigo getting a perfect GL shot on the BTR, but it was a flare round. Another explosive trap going off. It just took out Paladin.
Yeah, a little premature. I guess without the...
Yeah, that was, hold up, let me see if there's a -1 here to try to figure out who did that. Yeah, I can't because they're all at 0 or 1 or 2, so we'll never know. But where's aim at the balls? He had a really good spot up here, but I don't see, I think it was taken out somewhere.
Yeah, I think he got...
But his spot would have been really nice to hold for that terminal, especially with his machine gun, because now you're having Scandy Recon stepping up to the plate.
Stacking up with the charge already detonated. I'm gonna try and see if there are any more, but it's gonna be hard to tell just in general. I would love to see him try and climb on top using enhanced movement. But it's just such a clusterfuck in there. Shots on those sides. Oh, but the G takes down Clown. That's one less to worry about. And I think yeah, they got another guy down.
Yep, Op4 has fresh grenades too.
Oh,
because
and Dylan goes down as well. These guys haven't seen any contact. They're lusting for blood, and they're gonna find it here in this compound. Wisp is wondering what the fuck is happening, and Scandy needs to push in before those guys wake back up. Nimia gets a down on Wisp, and there's no one else in there to between them and the terminal. They know exactly where it is. They just know they need to turn south. Wake back up though. And
I think Blue 4 would have been able to hold this if they didn't push Foxtrot 1 out, because that was all their attack Vix.
Oh God, Pierce, what are you doing? Pierce!
Hey, it's the square hole.
It's the square.
The square hole.
Oh God, Pierce, what are you doing, my guy? Oh my God. I don't think the mission maker counted for this. As Clown goes down, Az gets shot in the back by Granny for the dub. And Granny's the last one in there. Nimia trying to patch herself up. Yanni and Az are both down. Rest seeing me to get in.
The square hole.
Mountain, Nemesis, Blade, Iander. They're still there. Baked Potato is also in that compound as well. He's hiding behind to the right, but the terminal's to the left, so he's hoping that they're work away from Baked Potato as they push in, which isn't the worst strategy I've ever seen.
Well, that all happened. We don't even have the 15-minute warning yet. I think Op4 is going to be able to take this one, because Blue 4...
16 minutes and change.
Oh, nope, they're charging in. Maybe.
Yeah, here they go. This is their best chance. All those Humvees, none of them are armed, so none of them can really take out the BTR per se.
No one's pulling rear security.
No.
But some of the Humvees getting stuck in the marsh.
Oh, man. Nemesis spots out Stark to the far side. Baked Potato gets spotted out by Patrick with the PKM. And it's a bit of a fight there. Tessic trading shots. BTR still trying to push around this obstacle. This is tempting fate. This is just tempting.
This is too fucking close to call. Oh, that BTR 70 by G-Legs getting some nasty shots, knocking some of Blue 4 up because they dismount outside the compound.
I forgot that was still there with a 14.5.
Yep.
Easily penetrate those armored Humvees.
They're getting out of the BTR 70. And Ash is right behind them.
Yep.
And there's the hack. Oh, Nimia able to run in, and take the objective. Blue 4 has 90 seconds to get in here.
Oh my God, Pierce and Mountain holding it. That's a good combo there. Two good players.
A lot of Op4 just went down in the compound. There's 3 left. One of them wakes back up.
Of the GLs. Yeah, Baked Potato and Granny still alive in there.
Yep, Granny and Baked Potato need to come around and take stuff. Baked Potato's crippled, so it's going to be up to Granny. Granny popping a fresh mag.
Pierce tries to hop in.
1 minute.
The BTR pulls away as Ash pulls around. They're rubbing shoulders.
Pierce takes out Ash. Tackleberry coming in. And Tackleberry gets his head taken off. Baked Potato also getting crippled. No, Baked Potato was already crippled. Granny's the one bandaging up. 30 seconds. Nim on defense. Mountain holding the line here.
Baked Potato can't limp there in time. That's too much time. It's going to take...
Yeah, it's got to be Granny to run in. Can Nimia hold?
It's up, though. Nimia is exposed.
Nimia taken out!
15 seconds. They're going to be careful pushing in here. Granny's going to be a bit quicker.
12
seconds.
11. He's going to go for it. He's going to touch it. Granny stops it at 7 seconds.
7 seconds on the clock.
This is GG. This is GG.
Now at 15 minutes, Mountain is still in there. Does anyone have any AT? SCS is pushing around.
They have satchels.
The hatch is open.
Oh, if someone climbs up there and tries to get like a keyhole shot. Come on, someone has to, please.
None of them are combat engineers.
Meanwhile, on the other BTR, you got 3 Blue 4 guys approaching G-Legs' BTR.
Indigo is friendly wiggling. Yeah, G-Legs cannot go anywhere, I don't think. Maybe he still can. He's only got 1 busted wheel. That shouldn't completely immobilize him. Mountain's still trying to drive around.
Mountain gets out!
Dust Ice runs out of ammo. Gets a kill on SCS.
Oh my God!
His handgun.
And then he ducks his Dust Ice Hillary Clinton's him. This is GG. This is it.
Iander's still back by the truck trying to pick up Flying Finn. Because Finn has all the medical stuff. It's possible.
No. No, it's GG. This is a solid GG, my friend. it was GG when Nim was caught bandaging instead of playing the objective at the 7-second mark.
She was playing the objective. She was the one who hacked it. You gotta give her some credit.
If it is down to 20 seconds, you set your gun to full auto and you fire at any sort of fucking movement and you start chucking grenades.
I wouldn't say that's PTFO as much as playing for the 30 seconds that are left on the clock. You know what I mean? If she had, just held with the bandage, just let herself bleed out a bit, toss some nades, and try to just buy the time. I agree. 7 seconds.
She only needed 7 seconds, and that, yep.
The difference.
If she had her gun up, that would have made a difference.
She had thrown a nade and crippled Granny again. Even if she still got killed in that same time frame, Granny wouldn't have been able to run to the terminal. Like, that's how close these rounds can get, and Jesus Christ, you still gotta give Scandy
real quick, people are talking about how the BTR had 2 Blue 4 guys behind it and Mountain started driving around. Mountain didn't know they were there. That camera cannot see when people are right up to the BTR, so he had no idea they were there. He got out and shot one guy, had no idea Dust Eyes was back there. So if he started running people over, he was again just trying to maneuver a spot so he could dismount. And that could be argued. Anyway, G-Legs gets out. Kills Indigo Fox.
Yep, but 2 RCC guys in the elephant grass. They're
having a pool party.
Tell me they heard those shots.
Pool party.
Must see G-Legs.
Pool party. Pool party. G-Legs is not going to be able to get to the front door, though, because the fucking BTR is watching it like a fucking hawk. Where's Falcon when you need him?
Shut up.
Oh, fuck. Yander got Flying Fin up.
Yeah.
And they do have the AT weapon.
It's Iander. It's Iander. Hey, wait, no, Iander, is that that's the Carl Gustav, isn't it? No, that's still the RPG.
That's RPG, yeah.
Yeah.
The 42.
G-Legs slowly crawling across, tossing some nades. And that splash definitely should have gotten the attention of Dust Eyes, who's going to start watching that very intently.
So because of the water level here, smoke grenades are useless. Dust Eyes, meanwhile, watching that area. Not sure if he saw that gun move, because I think, yeah, that played out as well as I thought it would.
And that's 3 for Dust.
This is it.
10 minutes to go. There's still a chance for Iander and Finn, the 2-man tag team. They could, I mean, even if it's just, popping in, hitting the engine. If they came around from the south side, which is the side they're on, see that engine, or see that the backside of that BTR, the gun is, they're not exposed to that gun, and they could get a shot off on the, onto it, maybe make it cook off. But they gotta move quick, and they are. And they still have that opportunity to move up and try and climb on top of the thing, poke around those holes, and see what they can find inside. But now's the time. Scandi supremacy. That's what I believe in. The Scandi supremacy.
Fisher coming up to join them as well. It is technically a 3-on-5 right now with 9 minutes remaining. Not counting out the Op 4 guy bleeding out on the side. So mathematically it's possible. With that BTR facing the entryway right there, it's going to be tough. But there's a massive blind spot that Iander could exploit, and then they can just wait for the cook-off to end. But that's only if they understand that BTR...
That rear end, that fat badonkadonk ass of the BTR, hitting that, letting it cook off, and then they still have a lot of time to work with. Alternatively, like I said, they could try and get up on the roof, but I don't think that they would need to climb onto someone's back, which is a bit... that's a bit of a stretch.
Is that the marksman rifle? Fisher has the Blue 4 marksman rifle.
Interesting. I don't know if that's you can set that to auto, but he does have the iron sight, so that should be.
He can't set it to auto, but a 7.62 weapon. That's going to be really effective here. Yeah.
You just spam that mouse 1. I agree. Iander and Finn actually going around that west side as well. So they're...
What are the fucking 1ER guys doing?
Outside of the box when they should try and think inside of the box. Because
this would be a perfect position for the 1ER guys to hit them from the elephant grass they're in, but they're not watching these vectors. They're watching side to side, which confuses me.
Usually the RCC guys are on top of this, but I don't know if they think the BTR has a better sightline over the bunker or what.
All right,
but
here's the deal. Fisher, he's on point. He's going to get killed by Dusty. Yander's going to pull out that AT weapon, kill Dusty, and then they're going to wait for the cook-off the end. That's going to be a 2v2. Maybe the 1ER guards are going to come in, but if that terminal's still set to 7 seconds, it's not going to be in time.
No way. No way in hell. And this is terminal uplink, not terminal rush. So it should be, if memory serves correctly, it should just be pause.
Still to 7 seconds. Yep.
Still at 7 seconds. Oh shit, Kim Kardashian is filed for divorce from Kanye West.
Who the fuck cares?
I don't know.
All right, here we go. Play by play. Fucking Barb in his maid outfit. No, Iander, you don't want to go on point. Oh, you little bastard, don't go on point.
I'm watching Dust Eye's first person. He's looking side to side. Another grenade goes in. I wonder if they hear that BTR turret turning. It's hand cranked, but it does make a bit of noise. Someone as keen as Iander should be able to hear that with his elf ears. Iander kind of going in, slowly slicing the pie. Dust Eye saw the gun. He's looking to the left. Draws.
Okay, Iander now knows. And he throws a grenade instead.
6 minutes.
I'm checking the map to see the 1ER guys. Iander now coming out with the AT. He's going to have a nice blind spot to exploit on that BTR.
The smoke is blooming. I think that might have just been the one pop. Yep. Oh, and
there it is. Dusty's timing that so well, though.
Yep, hops out. Doesn't get any worthwhile. Fisher turned around and shot Finn.
Right. Op 4. Yeah.
Yeah, he's holding a blue 4 gun, but I don't know. Who knows? With 5 minutes and change left to go, this is getting closer. The BTR was that big hurdle. What about
3v3?
RCC guys? The RCC guys are getting in the BTR.
Yeah, its engine's dead, though.
Yeah, I think so. Because they're not moving it. Oscar's running up on foot.
Here they come.
Out of it. They gotta work quick. Finn's he's patching himself up as the medic.
I don't see it. I think Op 4 is gonna get decked here.
Dust Eyes comes around the corner. Pops.
There goes Fisher.
Paying attention. Finn tries to go for the revenge. And isn't able to find it. I don't like their chances. Oscar finds Iander.
Yep. 1v5, clutch your kick, Finn.
Oscar looking like he's gonna try and go around the far flank.
You're losing connection, my friend.
It's fine, I'm good. Please tell me I'm good. I do not want
You have been disconnected. Finn getting the kill, 1v4. Oscar trying to see through the Hesco camo. Might get a good shot on Finn. And there's the shots, and Finn is dead. GG, Blue 4 wins.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's when my internet decides to have a shit?
Yep. Op 4 has been eliminated. Blue 4 has gotten the W. Down to 4 people. It was a tight match. I can't say I agree with Blue 4's strategy, but hey, it worked, so might as well take it.
I guess.
Bay Potato killing both of his friends. There's the GG.
This is why I can't wait to move out. I'm gonna like try and go to my parents and be like, hey, can I just like hardwire my connection to the router for like the last month that I live here, please?
All right, I'm jumping downstairs.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes. I ran out of ammo.
Well, that was wildly close.
4 seconds.
Good effort to all. Right, break. Vega, you can all hear me now. Apparently no one could hear me at all in the deaf chat, which was fun to try and tell you all to calm down. Right, let's get our numbers for the last round. Red Strike, how many have you got?
What was the last missions map? I can't see.
We'll be back in a second as we hear from our sponsors.
I'm here.
Nemesis, you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
What was the last?
I think it's Bristruka. Is that one?
Bristruka?
I think that's
Bistrica.
Bristruka or Channel.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Apologies, I just couldn't see the name.
Okay. Red Strike, how many have you got? Are they still here or is Red Strike gone?
13. They have 12.
They said 12 in the chat.
Okay, UPSC?
12.
1RW?
7.
Zeus?
7.
PLH?
We got 6 people. Also, Dingo, we've been up for all night.
Yeah, that's fine. Most people have been in their same ones that they've been all night. It's about to switch. Don't worry, I write everything down for a reason. AA, how many have you got?
7, I think.
Whoever just poked me, it's a pointless task, I'm in the game. Scandi, how many have you got?
The same.
Tau?
7.
Alright, that is everything. I'll be RB 1 second.
TK?
I believe it's 6.
TSB?
5.
Chad?
2.
FK?
3!
Whoa.
What the fuck?
4IB?
1.
Congratulations, F, on increasing your regular attendance by 300%. That's really impressive. Right, let's get 1RW split.
The guy that wanted to do it is can make it.
Okay, that's fine. Well then, that is fine. One of you then jump on Op4 command. 1RW go Op4. Is there a Centaur player who'd be interested in taking command for Blue Fort?
Sphere's by himself right now, I could do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Dingo, we've played Op 4 all night.
Yeah, right. Everyone, listen. I write this stuff down. I do the maths. I work out what teams you are. Funnily enough, almost all of you have been on the same teams all night. So now what I'm going to tell you is if you've been Op 4 all night, go Blue 4. If you've been Blue 4 all night, go Op 4. If you've been one of each, then wait, and I'll be telling you guys at the end. So there we go.
Lotted us Op 4, but we've been Op 4 all night.
I don't care. Can we just stay Op 4?
Just, oh god.
Kill him.
With kind. Jesus Christ, yes.
Right. If you've been Op 4 all night, go Blue 4, except for 1RW, unless you no longer wish to lead, in which case you can go across. If you've been Blue 4 all night, go Op 4.
Well, the pre-match stuff is just slotting. Like, there's nothing to it. It's just herding cats, you know?
Okay, right. Looking through here. AA, you have been both, so let's get you Blue Fort. Tau, you have been both. Let's see how the numbers are settling. Same thing. In fact, I think it's just Tau and then 4IB as well. And FK.
Again.
Yep. Okay, so you guys jump on Blue 4. I think it's Blue 4 attacking, I can't tell, it's been worded weirdly.
And there you go, I'm gonna kindly ask I take that platoon lead spot.
Hey Dingo, can Zeus take off? The numbers look like that anyways.
Yes.
Take off
Thanks.
4.
Where you go, Dusty? Over there.
FK, yes, you can. 4IB, let's get you blue 4.
Oh no, Kane, it's all just, bumbling around till the next mission, It's one of the best sayings you've ever heard, yeah. Herding cats, it's a fun one.
Right, okay, who's not are there any groups still to be slotted? Other than Centaur. Okay. Okay, TK, go op 4.
Mass. For 2.
I'm going to come on down now and assume everyone ready is Centaur. You know the drill by now. Please don't ask stupid questions. Amiga, op 4. Koro, op 4. Navy, op 4. Sanctu,
Understandable, Daniel. Have a nice day.
Paladin, op 4. Somi, blue 4. That's not me. Blue 4. Wisp, op 4. Please and thank you to all. Okay, let's have a look. That all seems to be fine. Right, whoever, Sphere, sort out you guys.
Okay, let's see.
Righto, Sir Kinson. Hope you keep enjoying everything.
The majority of our troops are going to be in second platoon. Otherwise, Alright, thank you. If your squad doesn't have a squad lead, you're going to be leading from the team lead slot. And I am likely going to want one more volunteer in Golf 1 just so that
that's my...
Right now it only has a gunner.
Get rid of that.
Doesn't need a commander really, it just needs a driver.
Yeah, we do goes on sector.
No volunteers? Okay, well I guess we only have one M113 then.
Volunteers for what?
Golf 1.
Oh.
Just a quick one. Sorry, I accidentally misclicked on Tackleberry Cheeseburger. Can Tackleberry have that slot back? Tried to click team leader.
Man, want to take golf lead? Yeah.
Alright, thank you guys. Looks like golf units are set. Blue 4 is okay.
Lovely. Holton, sort out you guys.
Yeah. Sergeant Paladin Stank 2, Edwin Borch, please move up to some slots up in first platoon because there's no reason to have 3 people in second platoon when everyone can fit into first.
Cool. You happy?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, awesome. Let's look at that. Just Koro to slot.
Thing up in first platoon.
Okay, right. Let's push through to our briefing.
Green.
Sorry.
Right now.
Damn it, Drew.
He's
You have one job.
It's only
He's just a
one
child.
by the way. It's only 2 buttons.
You are literally the worst.
You need to click
Give him some slack. His dad is not here.
Daddy's not here to hold his hand, so he's...
Break. In actual truth, is he still watching? Dream.
No, he has to get up at 5 in the morning tonight. That's it tomorrow.
Can we introduce
So
Dream
we can-
Stats?
I actually I have some sad news. He won't be here next week because he's at work. But there might be a good chance.
I'm calling off Yanni's mom then.
Oh, okay. No, what I'm saying is...
Break. I can hear far too many people talking in the background. There should be... Shush. Just for 5 minutes. Just shush. Short. What is our briefing?
Alright, yeah, this is the finale of the Bosnian War. So I added some cool parts and asked for some cool permissions. So there will be assault boats that are already loaded onto vehicles for both teams. You will find them in your spawn area. Also, there's 2 apartments at Terminal 1 which are blocked down. So don't try to get into them, they're basically not enterable. And last but not least, very interesting part is both teams are equipped with soft headgear. In case of the French, it's an UN beret. In case of the Serbs, it's a bandana. That's all from my part. I hope you enjoy this final mission, and I hope you can look at those cool things in spectator mode.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Blue4, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Hopeful.
What's the green and white area on my map?
Oh, it's just a marking of a football field.
Oh, okay.
It's just a field.
It's strong effort. Welcome to Armour, and welcome to the map. Yeah, thank you very much everyone for coming along tonight. It's been a loud one, it's been a good one, it's been close, it's been fun. CLs, I'll pop a message in the CL channel for when the meeting will start after this. But other than that, thank you very much everyone. Last round of FNF EU starts now.
Alright, jump up to the casting couch. This will be round 3. Get all my hotkeys sorted, and Barb is joining me. Alright, so round 3, third and final, Bosnian War stuff. Op 4 is, interestingly enough, 7.62 base. We've got some M84s as well. And we are seeing some chest rigs here, some light armored vests, which we've been told means they do have body armor and whatnot. Marksman rifle is the SVD for Op 4, and they have 2 transport trucks with boats in them. Cool. Okay. Why not?
What?
Look on the northwestern side of Op 4.
No. I see them. That doesn't explain why they're there, though.
Why not?
Yeah, these are the gas trucks. They have the benches removed, so they are for, I guess, vehicle and vehicle storage. They do have 6 Urals for regular transport. Those, yeah, those have benches in them. So,
I love Tackleberry, who has a blindfold. Ah, he dropped the blindfold. What's it for?
It's to cross the river from Terminal 2 to Terminal 3. If they want to not take the bridge, they can get across using the boats. But I don't know. That's very strange.
It's a good one, in my opinion. But otherwise, so they're 7.62 based Op 4 guys. Let's look at Blue 4 here, who are UN with FAMAS's. 249, so your standard French UN forces here.
Yes, I believe this is... I got a bit of a not quite spoiler, but a preemptive brief from the creator, Short Boy. So I do have a bit of a cheat sheet, but this is Bosnian War, the finale, the attack of the French.
I see. So the French are on the offensive.
There is a great evil coming, and that evil is the goddamn French.
Of course it is.
So, yep. Terminal rush, sequential terminals, on here on Bystrica, which is a segment of Chernoris with an additional little part to the south. Usually it's just an open ocean, but here it is just a river with more landmass on the southern side. I can give you the full rundown on their kit if you'd want.
Sure, go for it.
So yes, like you already mentioned, Serbians on Red 4 using 7.62x39 in the form of M70 B3 Novembers with SVDs and M84s for the marksman rifle and auto rifle respectively. They also have M80s from RHS for their light anti-tank and an RPG-7 for their MAT gunner. As far as uniform, they're using Oak Leaf Summer, and they have these soft bandanas, no helmets. As for Blue 4, they are, like you said, France, mimicking a UN force sent in as quote-unquote peacekeepers. They're using FAMASs and 5.56, as well as an M24, not the usual Mark 11 or SR25 semi-automatic, but a bolt-action rifle. And then for both the LMG and MMG, they're using, well, actually it says FN Mini-Me for both, but 7.62x51 for the MMG would be the FN Mag, which is essentially the M249 and the M240, as we know them in the States. As for anti-tank, they have M72 Laws and a Carl Gustav, and additionally they have two M113 armored personnel carriers with M240s. Nice kit on both sides. Not.
Oh, there goes his internet. Anyway, Blue 4 have two M249 M113s as well. They've all got some large smoke generators on them as well, and we've seen once in a while in FNF that they're used as a very nice distractionary weapon. We saw that last week with EU Round 1 for the attacking faction. But otherwise, let's see if Barb's back. Barb, you back?
I'm here.
Barb. Hello, Barb.
I hate you. I can see my sliding. My.
All right. Well, he's not back yet, but that's besides the point. So, otherwise, I mean, while Barb fixes his internet, let's see. All of Blue 4 is trying to attack this tractor.
Ignore how well I pull off this.
I don't know what they're doing here. One of them's doing a salute as the rest of them climb around, but you know what, let's start going over the sectors here. So sector 1 is the first active terminal.
First sector,
we have a bit of a, it looks like it's what is this building called? One of the
that's the hospital. If you played
Army, you would know that. Hey Barb, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Nice. Your internet sorted?
Probably not, but for now it is.
All right, that's good. I heard you just cut in randomly. You were talking about, I think the hospital?
Yes, the hospital.
All right, go ahead.
The Bassbeard is in. That is the site of the first terminal, just to the southwest of Red 4 spawn. The terminal is in the first floor with a nice little no war graffiti right beside it. Nice little enclosed building, enclosed room, no windows looking into the terminal itself, but the hospital of course has a bunch of windows all throughout. This is a nice classic building most people should be familiar with. Multiple floors.
Round 3.
And a accessible rooftop, so
NA will be in 2 hours.
Buildings flanking it. Should be a nice little defensible position. We'll see how much they garrison there. But overall, a pretty good defensible area.
Yeah. Looking at Terminal 2, it is on the docks in a little military guardhouse in this open industrial port area, which is also where the trains would come to towards the end. So it's one of those little, I guess way stations would be a good term for it. I can't think of anything else, though.
I gotcha. Yeah, this terminal, so with the terminal missions in general, both sides know exactly where it is. There is no area to attack. It is a specific point. So knowing that this is where it is, I was gonna say might discourage Red 4 from holding here, but they are deploying a full squad here to defend this area, and it's not the worst area I've seen. It's a little railway and cargo station, lots of shipping containers.
Barb?
Yes?
Barb, you there? You just cut out.
Did I actually?
Barb. Barb? Alright, I don't know where Barb went, but he was talking about Terminal 2, so let's go back to that. Sorry, I've been on my phone here to let Barb cover it, but I think his internet's just being really, really wonky. But either way, Op 4 appears to be setting up a big defense along Terminal 2 and Terminal 3 here. They have Charlie 1 holding Terminal 1, I guess, as a bit of a holding force. But Blue 4, you know, they've got a really big ways away to actually get into the AO, so that's going to buy Op 4 a lot of time to move in here. But Op 4 definitely focusing more so on Terminal 2 and Terminal 3. They've also been deploying the boats, interestingly enough. I think that's a vanilla feature, actually, because we see that with some Vanillivics as well. So they've put these boats in here. I wouldn't be surprised if you had Op 4 take some of these boats and use them here, but I think that's really cool that we have a vanilla feature being utilized on these trucks. Here, why are you guys calling me a bitch? All right, Barb, are you there? Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
I'm here.
Hey, there you are. Is your internet okay?
No.
Oof. All right, well, I was just talking about how Op 4 is putting their boats in the river here. We do know Blue 4 has 2 trucks as well with boats. So maybe they'll come in and deploy those later, but otherwise, you want to talk about Terminal 3?
Well, I think it's a good time to talk about those boats because this AO is pretty big. They do have most of Electro's VODs to work with as well, so Blue 4 could very easily deploy those boats in that harbor instead, and just use the boats to push up the river, and instead of trying to deploy them near Chernogorsk. So we could see that as far as a bit of a surprise. They could also just land somewhere on the south side of the river and push up on foot, which would probably be a better idea, using the hills and the terrain south of the river to make a move on this terminal. But that is yet to be seen, of course. As for Terminal 3, it is pretty simple. Where the railway bridge ends, the terminal begins. It's a nice little encampment, a few tents, a nice little cozy setup here. But otherwise, it is not the best defensive position apart from the choke point that is the railway bridge. But if Blue 4 were to deploy somewhere off to the east and just move in on foot, that entire choke point would be nullified. In fact, going on top of the mountain to the south of the terminal itself would give them a great overview over that entire AO. But again, this is Terminal Rush, so it is sequential. They need to take Terminal 1, then 2, then 3. So unless they're willing to commit to a force split, that we may see just a more direct assault. And like you mentioned with Red 4, they did deploy their boats already. And Stanners and Pierce, along with 2 other individuals, are kind of doing a bit of a patrol boat setup.
Yeah, as X-Ray.
As X-Ray. Although I didn't notice they were X-Ray, so if they're X-Ray, they may just deploy their boats and dock them further to the east. Maybe as a bit of a forward recon element. So we'll see what they do.
Right on, Microwave. Thanks for joining us. I don't know. It's just going to depend on the movement. One thing I do want to point out, though, is if you look in the center at what would be Chernogorsk, the mark of Stara Dizamija, I think that's it. There is a custom building here with a minaret tower, which you would never see in Eastern European area, but it allows for good overwatch of, in this case, I think it's Platoon 1 HQ. Yep, they're going to be holding there for Overwatch on this recon vector. Otherwise, 4 minutes remaining.
Where was that?
Center of Chernogorsk.
Yeah, you botched that name so bad I couldn't even... Stara Jamija. But yeah, any minaret tower...
Hey, Logan, how you doing?
Serbia would be not existent.
Logan, how did you forget FNF existed?
I digress.
Logan's in my channel saying he forgot FNF existed. Logan, of all people.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
He came into my chat and called me a He almost said mad lad, but then he said I'm a mad maid, so I'll take it.
Take that fucking maid outfit off, you fucking hippie.
I'm sorry. I was paid to wear this. I'm going to make the money as best I can. Yes, I'm a whore and an e-clown. Deal with it. I'm also drunk off tequila, so that doesn't help.
Barb?
I had to go to the bathroom.
Barb.
I had to lift up my maid
Barb,
dress to
your
go
mic cut out. Barb, you there?
Do you know how weird it feels lifting
Barb.
up a dress to go pee?
Okay, I don't know what happened with Barb there, but otherwise, something curious I do see on Op4's Vic over here is where Vargran is. He's got a dude turned out with an RPG and a dude turned out with an AK. I would love to have seen like an M84 right there, but I think they're gonna go and try and be a pseudo-technical or something and go try to hunt Blue4 down with these weapons here. Barb, you okay?
Yeah, to Liru's chat, yes.
There you
Liru
go.
knows that he can hear me. He's just pretending to ignore me because he doesn't want to admit how well I pull off this dress.
You don't. That's the bad part. I'm sorry. I have to purge it from my mind. You okay, Barb?
I'll leave you for a second.
Okay.
Think about me later.
You're entitled to your own opinion. As I am with mine.
You're gonna lie awake at 1 a.m.
2 minutes remaining. Let's go see what Blue4 is mounted up with. They're all ready to go, mounted up in various vehicles here. So we'll just have to see how things go. I know you can hear him. The joke is I don't hear him. Because the stuff he says is inappropriate.
Where's when you need her?
Napping apparently.
Did she text you to say that she was napping? Because I don't think she was napping if she, like... If she was awake to tell you that she was napping, I don't think she was...
Clearly napping.
Listen, my chat's calling me cute. I'm gonna ignore everything you say. Also, I just burned my foot on my fucking space heater. Ow.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm attracted to pain. That's why I'm with you.
Hey, I do have a question though, Barb. Do you think your sister would look better in that maid outfit?
Probably because she actually has tits.
Okay. Just making sure we address that. So you're saying your sister's cute?
Don't worry, you can undress me later.
Mission has started. Op4 Vic is starting to drive out with those two guys on the gunner seat. You also have the two boats going up the river, but Op4 definitely focusing defenses on Terminal 3. But I have to commend them because they put at least a little bit of defenses on each sector. Meanwhile, Blue4 is all starting to drive along the western MSR here.
Mountain just crashed as well, unfortunately.
Yeah. That is a shame. I think they're going to ride this MSR down to Moldavka and then go south, take a right, keep going west, and try to attack this position from the north at the marked FSB Brico there. Yep, Barbarian losing connection, bottom left, that's okay. Otherwise, this is also a mortar position, but I think these mortars are just props. But I think they're going to attack from the northern side. That leaves a big open area here that Op4 could exploit, but Op4 doesn't know where Blue4 is coming from, so I can understand why they've, played the defensive route and picked Terminals 2 and 3 to defend against. I just, we have that truck dismounting with Vagrant Buckets and Navy in the midway town between Cherno and Electro at Prigorostiki. But if they're just going to stay there, they're not going to be as effective as they want to, which I get. They're just wanting to hold that angle in case Blue4 went south and along the coast, which, as a commander, I wouldn't think the enemy force would do because that just exposes them on the coastal side. So, I don't know. But I do like Blue4's plan. Barb, stop being horny. Please.
You know me better enough to know that's a tall order. Short order cook. Some fucking dumbass. Hello? Did my internet cut out?
All right. Otherwise, let's see. I mean, it's just gonna be a wait for Blue 4 here. They are cutting across roads here. They're taking the route that I just said they would. I'd assume the dismount point, they're either going to, they're probably going to dismount north of FSB Broco just to make sure that's not enemy garrison. Probably send scouts out, see that it's clear. And then either move in on foot or remount the Vix and go up to Brosco. Or they'll just thunder run it. But otherwise, I don't know. That open area is going to be a little tough for them to charge, but based off of where Op 4 is deployed, I think Blue 4 is going to realize they're not going to have that much resistance to run through. They'll take Terminal 1. If they take a good amount of casualties from the 5 guys defending Terminal 1, which could be a possibility, you could see an Op 4 Chad play here of them just holding out for a while, getting some really high KDs, maybe some explosive traps, though I don't see an engineer with this group, so that is unlikely. Engineers are the guys with the triangles on their symbol. Blue 4 would then move through the town, contest at Terminal 2. By then, it'll probably be like the 30-40 minute mark. And then if Op 4 can hold up to the 50-minute mark, I think that'll be more in Op 4's shoes for them to be able to hold Terminal 3, though. But it's also going to really depend on what Blue 4 decides to do. Because if we look at the vehicles in the convoy here, Blue 4 is not braining any of the boat vehicles. So they're going to rely on that bridge.
That's an interesting call. Very much so. We do have Blue 4 pulling up now to FSB Bricko. And there were 3 mortars inside Bricko. I'm assuming they're locked. I'm hoping they're locked. But if they aren't, this could get very interesting. But they're probably locked. We see Platoon 2 HQ and Echo 1 Thunder running up there now. They see no one's here. And yeah, they're probably just going to continue on.
Yep, so they're thundering up there just to make sure it's clear. That's going to allow the rest of the force to push down there as well. Blue 4 doing everything they can to try to save as many minutes as they need to let the town of Chernogorsk be the main focus here, and I can commend that. One fear I do have, though, is for Blue 4, since they aren't going to do any naval-based stuff, they might either try to deploy forces along a coast area to just cross the river on foot and come around, or they're just going to try to steamroll ahead. But there's a lot of room for them to just find a spot to cross the river, especially at 042009 is a good spot. All the way on the left, I mean, the closest spot on the map at 006011 they can also cross, but I think Blue 4 is going to be smart enough to try to do get some infantry across on the side while Terminal 2 is hit, because Op 4 doesn't have a lot on Terminal 3, but we'll just have to see. That's going to be like 30 minutes from now, give or take. Alright, so someone's asking me if I can explain the symbolism that we see on the map. Give me one moment here to get a good example. So Blue 4 right here, this is a good example. This means Rifleman, Grenadier, or... actually, no, just Rifleman or Grenadier if they don't have any symbol on that, on the circle part of that's connected to the triangle there. If they have this arrow facing the triangle, that means they're an auto rifleman, which means they have either the squad-based machine gun or the weapon team-based machine gun, usually being M249 or M240 Bravo for Blue 4, or a PKM or PKP for Op 4. Basically, they get the gun that, has the high fire rate and can put down a lot of lead down range. If you see these 2 small triangle arrows in the name, that means they are the AT member of the squad. So they either have the MAT AT weapon if they're Charlie 2, or they have the squad-based AT weapon, which is a stick. If they have a single slash through their name, that means they're the squad leader or team leader of the squad. If they have an X, which is both slashes in their name, that means they're the ground commander. Basically the guy that's in charge of the entire operation. If they have a triangle in their name, that means they're the engineer, and an FNF, it means they have the explosive charges. And if you see this medical symbol, it means they're the medic. And that should be it. Now, if you take a mod like IFA, it changes some of the symbolism. But otherwise, these are the vanilla symbols that you have. And not all mods incorporate those within their units. But I, at least when I Zeus, try to do my best to make sure I do that because it really helps me out as a Zeus because, you know, I want to make sure I don't accidentally annihilate the medics. And then from this interface, you can also see vehicle symbols. And if the vehicle code, like class name, doesn't have a specific symbol, then you get this debug question mark instead. No problem. Glad to assist.
Yeah, speaking of assisting, thank you, Nordic, for the $200 donation. I was expecting some stuff to happen when I wore a maid outfit. I didn't expect this kind of tier 3 subbery.
Wait, Northern subbed to you?
Nordic.
Nordic Prophet, okay. He gave you, what, $200 for the fucking maid outfit?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which is sending all the wrong signals to my brain.
What does that mean? You okay, buddy? Barb?
So real quick, since there's no action, I'll go into this really quickly.
Okay.
One of the people who I've been watching for forever, Only Afro, he does cosplay Saturdays. I think I'm gonna have to start doing cosplay Fridays.
Sure. Go for it. Do whatever you need to that you're happy with and you feel like will grow your channel, you know? By all means.
I think it's gonna grow more than just my channel, you know?
Jesus Christ, you fucking bonk to the horny.
I couldn't resist. Here, I'll bonk myself with a full battle.
Yeah.
You ready?
Just give yourself a bonk. Meanwhile, Op 4 firing up at Panzer here, and Panzer returning fire, and the auto rifleman Olaf also firing some shots at, wasn't Olaf actually, that was Fisher. Now we got this extended firefight as Blue Fort commits their Gamma teams in the 113s to come around. They also have 2 squads apiece. They're probably going to thunder run up to this hotel as the Overwatch team from FSB Bronco here covers them. And you got some Blue 4 guys also coming around to Hill 34, which is a notorious hill for Overwatching Cherno. That is Blue 4 X-Ray, and they're going to try to watch from there. So Op 4, you're going to see Charlie 2 fold back over with that RPG, and then you're also going to see X-Ray potentially fold back in either on boat or on foot, and potentially get behind Blue 4 and get some snipes in.
Agreed.
$200 is $200. I'd love $200 right now. Everyone would love $200.
Echo 1, all this force up here, given the right amount of distraction for.
But Nordic is a good guy. I thought he said Northern for a second. I'm like, what the heck is Northern doing?
Northwestern approach. Really
old editor of mine.
Approach. Yeah, Stefan X is right. $200 is $200.
Damn right. So we got a pincer maneuver going on Terminal 1. The 5 Op 4 defenders still strong, running around trying to recalibrate here. And Joseph Stalin has gotten out, and he is overwatching from a different area to watch the main entryway from the southwestern side of the hospital.
I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised by the straightforwardness of Blue 4's attack.
Yeah.
X-Ray off to the east is a bit of a recon force up on Hill 34, but otherwise, it's a pretty basic 2-pronged pincer attack, like you mentioned. And with the only 5 people down there, I think that's gonna really work to their benefit. We'll see how well that continues going into Terminal 2 and Terminal 3, but I have a strong feeling that Blue 4 should be able to take this pretty easily. Especially considering that Red 4 have really only garrisoned around the terminals and not...
I don't know what Northern does anymore, but...
I
think he's famous on YouTube now. But he started by editing my shit from 2 years ago. I don't know, he doesn't talk to me anymore. And now we wait.
Occam's razor. The simplest option is usually the correct one, I believe. I believe that's what Occam's razor is.
So I think we're going to see this Western Pincer take Terminal 1. Then it's going to cover...
part of my taxes back and wanna help.
All right, Nordic. All right. Thank you for not making me wear the maid outfit like Barb then,
some overshoots. Platoon 1 HQ is coming around to the west.
Appreciate it, man.
Big hill to the northwest of Chernigorsk.
I really do.
They might spot out this big movement from Charlie 2, but between the fog and the foliage cover, that might be not as easy as it sounds.
Seriously, thank you, Nordic. Trying to raise money for a mortgage right now.
Now it is Scandi and
it's messy because taxes when you're self-employed is a pain in the ass.
Security, but the southernmost group, Infidel,
so seriously,
Yanni,
thank you.
Thanks
a lot.
They're not exactly looking to the south and watching their flanks, so they may get caught off guard here by Bucko, Resurge, and Fred. Resurge and Bucko, those are pretty fresh names to me. I don't recognize those too easily.
Thanks, Nordic. I'm glad you like what Barb and I do. Means a lot. It does. All right, Barb. So Blue 4, they want the southern pincer here to take Terminal 1, then cover for the northern pincer to come in. However, elements of Charlie 2 Op 4 have gotten on the northern pincer and are starting to try to clear, but you got Blade walking up on his own accord, could throw a wrench in Op 4's plan there, and the Platoon 1 HQ, who has gotten off of the Minaret Tower, is also coming on the southwestern side of this Blue 4 group, and it's a little worrisome to see these small strike groups around these large pushes. But
Joseph has spotted out.
Yep, I saw that GL.
Yep, Alpha. Yeah, it's Alpha, but he doesn't see Scandi Recon pushing up to the.
I know Bloodwind's getting like 2K back in tax returns. I never get tax returns though. They fucking hate my guts.
They may try and flush him out. They may try and go around him, but regardless. Oh, we do have Charlie 2 now pushing up to the rear of Platoon 2 HQ and Dardis. 10 Patrick and Omega looking like they're aware of it. I don't know if someone let off shots, but. It's looking like a straight-up fight. Dardis and Navy. Dardis isn't sure, but he starts opening up, takes down Navy, looking for Vagrant. And Vagrant gets the revenge, along with Buckets.
Blade could run around here, though, and shoot him in the back.
Yep. Outflanking the flankers. Absolutely. But that grenade rolling right up to Blade. Actually, no, that's pretty far away.
Yep, so some of them mounting up in Humvee here, but Navy, the driver, gets shot out by that 249. Yeah, actually, that's a mini-me, but 5.56 machine gun either way.
Yeah, regardless, it's 5.56. But these Humvees are not the armored ones. You can tell because the windows are flush, so very easy to penetrate that glass.
And Blade gets the third kill, so that is the northern group flanked out. Or I guess flushed out would be a better term, and that's going to allow for Blue 4 to come in. Joseph Stalin's dead. Another guy's dead, so it's down to 3 Op 4 guys here. That's not what you want to see, but you got Op 4's X-Ray team closing on Blue 4's X-Ray team. Scrolling up here, Wisp, that was part of Blue 4 X-Ray, is down. I believe Stanners tagged him. Stanners is on 2 kills, actually. He's tagged 2 people.
Real quick, Scandi Recon has been caught out. I think that was SL Dream who caught out Nemesis out of position, but no big shots landed. And they are able to return fire. Moxie, Infidel, Devincer, and Nemesis pushing into the western side of this hospital compound area. 4-man team versus a 4-man team should be a decent
Thank you, Lala.
fight. And with Joseph Stalin out of the picture, thank God, Infidel is going to be the first one to get into this hospital.
A lot of GLs going back and forth between Dreams and Yanni. Neither are able to get anything substantial, though. And Dream just took a nasty hit by the shrapnel of that 40 as he is now trying to watch the doorways here. And I'm seeing the 240 gunners starting to spray into some of the apartment buildings where Joseph was just to be safe. And otherwise, Blue 4 X-Ray pulling back. So Dryden was able to get back. He's got an M24, interestingly enough. Not me also running away, but X-Ray for Op 4 trying to follow suit here. But also trying to remain as stealthy as possible. So you've got some trade-offs going here and there, but right now Blue 4, I would say, has the advantage because their plan is succeeding here. But Op 4 is going to gain that advantage back as Blue 4 moves from taking Terminal 1 to Terminal 2. So every minute, Op 4 can stall Blue 4 here. Dreams is dead, by the way, because Nemesis climbed up and took him out. But every minute Op4 can stall here is going to buy the rest of Op4 much more time to win this operation.
And we actually, back at the hospital around Terminal 1, Moxie, Defense, and Imperial climbing up the ladder to the roof, trying to get around, but already we have a dead Red 4 on the roof, and it's just Kami Slaughter and Layden trying to hold off this advance as long as possible. Kami Slaughter on the top of the stairs, checking some...
He got some kneecap shots on Azariah. Barb, your mic peeked out again. Azariah getting knocked out. This is a really good spot for Kami Slaughter to be because at head level, they're not going to be able to see him in time, and he'll be able to get a lot of free shots on people. So he's trying to get up to the edge of that stairwell so he can watch if Azariah gets up. But he is now changing positions because he hears Moxibrin coming up. He gets a double kill before he goes down.
Great.
Mox can still be brought back up, but yeah, again, every minute they stall. We're at the 33 mark. They've bought an additional 2 minutes.
Az is also down as well. I don't know how he got down from so far back.
He got shot from Kami Slaughter watching the stairwell. Because Kami was in a slot where he could see his feet and his legs before Az could even see him. So, as we mean lone survivor of us. But now it's up to Layden. If he can buy another 1 to 2 minutes, that might be all Op4 needs to hold the rest of these sectors, because Blue 4, their northern flank is starting to remount in the VIX. They're probably going to try to thunder run Terminal 2, but that is where Op4's main defensive line is. So every minute Terminal 1 can stay out of Blue 4's control, because again, these things have to be taken in order, these things being the terminals. That buys Op4 more time.
Yeah, and with 20 minutes already...
This is round 3 for EU. We'll be back in an hour and a half for NA.
Almost done with.
Nim breaching the door, immediately takes shots, but then Nim comes over and knocks Layden out.
Making up for round 2. Very nicely
so
done.
The 34-minute mark. They definitely bought a few minutes here. At this point, the northern sector needs to start... excuse me, when I say northern sector, the northern pincer needs to start positioning to take Terminal 2 as Terminal 1's pincer from the southern side of Blue 4's pincer attack needs to remount and also start coming in. But I don't know what we've got here. Nim and friends double tapping Layden there. We're going to be at the 35-minute mark, so 30 minutes remaining for the round. It's too early to tell who's going to get the advantage here. I could still see Platoon 1 HQ for Op4 getting behind some of the Blue 4 units, but the main fight is going to be along Terminal 2 here. But the gunners... The gunners on the M113s seem really jumpy here. They're just spraying at anything and everything.
Yeah, that's not me and Dryden. Blue 4 X-Ray getting targeted through the fog, although that may have just been overshoots. I don't know if they saw something that looked human-shaped.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Which is, to be fair, I mean, with the fog, visibility is probably about 500 meters, 600 meters or so. And yeah, with FNF, you take no chances. It's worth noting, though, that Azariah is still down. I'd assume he's been stabilized by now, but they need to find a medic for him in order to bring him back up. Terminal 1 going off.
Yep.
And now they're on to Terminal 2.
Kind of funny how the building next to the hospital is just, like, damaged and mostly collapsed, but hospital itself is okay.
I mean, it's a hospital. Unless the U.S. strikes it, it's going to stay up.
And then you just had some charges go off on SFSB Brosco, taking out a radio tower. I don't understand why, but okay. So, let's give him a warm welcome. Sure. And now you've got Platoon 1 HQ running away as that northern Blue 4 force has come to the south. And I think they're just going to push through the entirety of the city here. But Op4's done a really good job of taking the forces that were watching Terminal 2's northern side and repositioning them in the town to try to form a defensive line here with the with most of Alpha Squad. Yep.
West of Chernigorsk, Platoon 1 HQ, they're pulling back. They are just barely between the fog and the foliage. able to break visual contact between them and Delta and Echo for Blue 4, along with Severe, the commander of all Blue 4 forces. So they're able to stay somewhat undetected, and I think they're going to be taking refuge in this one-story building, this classic Churner's building, and just holding out, maybe peeking their heads out the windows, and just letting them go by, because this is a large force comprised of, we got Red Strike here, led by, with Emzikov, Panzer, as well as some regulars like Olaf, Mischief, Muzz, Fisher, like good names. So they're gonna be.
I think Blue 4 is gonna send a team across.
Plus the rest of the forces who are still trying to mount up. Looks like they might be going through the forest and going through the city. You know, of course, time will only tell. But we actually over to the
Blue
east
4
might have an X-ray versus X-ray.
There's already been an X-ray versus X-ray. I think Op 4 is just still coming around here to quickly check the roster. There's still 3 effective. Compared to the 2 effective on Blue 4 X-Ray. But I think Blue 4 might be debating sending a squad over the river here. We've got Delta and Echo. Just to get some shots on Terminal 3, or at least try to secure it early on without having to cross the railway bridge. But we do have Platoon 1 HQ for Op 4. Very close. I think they're going to hide and just try to get behind Blue 4's line here instead. But if Blue 4 keeps all their forces here, they're going to have one group on the coastal side to try to circumvent Op 4's defenses, but they're going to take contact from the Terminal 3 garrisons. By the way, I'm seeing Koak on the bridge potentially placing satchel traps. I don't know how, but he got one, like, in the air. If you look on the southern side and then go up like one of the bridge textures.
I see it.
Yeah. Interesting.
If that's actually representative of his actual position, which I think it is, that could be very devastating.
Airburst satchel charge.
Oh. Imagine a more scary phrase than airburst satchel charge. Liru, what would you say is the #1 PvP player in FNF? The cream of the crop.
For me, oh, hold on, we got some Blue 4 guys breach into a building that nope, they walked right past it. All right. Okay, so Blue 4 had 2 guys walk past Op 4 Platoon 1 HQ's building. But I don't know. I don't really have the answer to that anymore, because for me, my roster used to be like Nemesis, T5 Bay, Standards, top 3 players. But with the introduction of Guy Fieri and Kane and Arma Jesus, those 3, like, their group has been performing, I would say, at the same level as Scandi Recon over the past month. So I really need to redo that roster, because Nemesis has kind of declined, in my opinion. Again, don't mean to sound mean, but I haven't seen him getting as many multi-kills as he usually does. So, same with T5 Bay. Again, they have their moments. They're still, like, they would still be within my top 10, but right now, I would say Arma Jesus has been doing the best. But I just need more data at this point before I do another roster change. Tonight I haven't really seen anything change on that roster, but, you know, normal heavy hitters that I've seen haven't really been doing too much. Standards, you know, got that beautiful triple kill last round, right in the opening shots, but everyone's been kind of playing evenly. No one's been really standing out exceptionally. Sure, we've had a few standouts of, you know, people getting like 4 or 5 kills, but, you know, I base this roster off of people that can get up to like a dozen kills in a round.
Yeah, like consistently, regularly.
Exactly.
Performance.
Like, you know, at least 2 missions a night.
Yeah, as far as group, Scandi, I believe, in my opinion, is still at the top, but as far as individual player, that is absolutely a very hard question to answer. I think that it's more of a mix at this point with how long all these people have been playing with each other, especially now that 4IB is in the mix, like you mentioned, Arma Jesus. So many different players have just... in my opinion, it's more so... There is a chain of command, but there is also individual player excellency in a way. So it kind of depends. Some people don't always deliver, but some people do very much deliver when the opportunity is presented to them. And we haven't seen the full potential from everyone, in my opinion. But yeah, Nemesis, T5 Bay is a regular. Army Jesus, I would say, is up there as well. There's a lot of really, really good players that it's tough to single out the individual who is the best, because this is in the end a team game. You
oh
win
my gosh, my interface is freaking out.
For your team, not yourself, not your community, not you, your team.
So we do have a Blue 4 truck platoon 2 HQ. They're driving up to the coast. That's actually just one guy, Omega. I thought maybe we would send a strike team over. What's really concerning me here, though, is the time frame. We have 22 minutes remaining. It's going to be close here, yeah. Because I could see Op4 even with a handful of dudes holding that railway bridge. We're hearing some explosions at some grenadier fire going around. Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Over.
Oh, that landed right behind Iander.
Yep. Oh, you know where that one went? Driving Alpha 2, starting to engage what was the southern pincer, now becoming the northern pincer, as we have Scandi Recon moving along this flank. Platoon 1 HQ for Op4 still right behind the southern group now. Iander disconnected. Oof. I guess the Grenadier took his internet out. Is FNFNA any fun lately? Yeah, I'd say it is.
From behind the three-point line, kills Iander without even hitting him. Jesus Christ.
Of course. But otherwise, we got these 240 Bravo 113s pushing up along the northern flank. One is on point, the other one's being kept in reserve. Blue 4 has a really nice battle line coming in on here, but they have 21 minutes to make this work. I could see this going either way. It's really going to play off to the PvP, but one nice little wild card that Op4 has is they have Pierce as their marksman with an SSW kit, which is the tripod he's on, to stabilize his weapon, and he is trying to get some long-range headshots here. And with all the gunfire, no one's going to know he's up there. You can see these tracers coming in. He's trying to take on members of Scandi Recon. Bullet just whizzing right past Nemesis on his right. Just not accurate enough. Ooh, Nemesis taking a headshot and doing a fucking cartwheel. Oh no.
Oh no, Somi was getting friendly fired before in round 2. Now he's committing the friendly fire onto Scandi.
Streamer's curse. Because we were just talking about Nemesis, right? Oh no. Alright, so Misu's trying to hold the line on the coastal area. Platoon 1 HQ is now a little too far behind to really do anything. I could see Blue 4 overpowering Op4's line on the northern side, but not necessarily the southern. Op4's making really good use of these rooftops. They've actually dug a good amount of fortifications up here with those fortify tools.
Whale, if you're still here, please come to FNFNA if you have nothing better to do. I know you play with about 1 million communities, roughly, but please come play FNFNA.
Well, you know Whale's MO. He's a member of so many different communities that he just decides, you know, whatever he wants to play on any given day, he can just show up and play, you know?
Well, pretty much that, and at the same time, like, I've seen pictures of his schedule. He has an actual, like, itinerary for things to play every week. It's
nice.
Insane. I am incredibly jealous.
Explosive charges going off, and actually took out some Blue 4 guys on the Minaret Tower that are trying to use it against them. So, Fisher crawls back in from the outside of the Minaret Tower, but they're just denying that to Blue 4. That's a good thing right there. Less than 20 minutes remaining now.
I have it on good word that the last round of FNFNA is also very good, so.
Did Night Owl make it?
I'm sorry?
Did Night Owl make NA round 3?
No, Tarnfall.
Gotcha. Alright, so Tom with that M84 was just able to get a nice pickoff kill on Mischief's battle buddy here. He's trying to return fire onto the rooftops, thinking he sees someone on the closer rooftop, but really it's just Units from a little farther away firing at ants.
Yeah, Platoon 1 HQ for Red 4. Like you said, they're building...
Oh my god.
On, but it wasn't. So now they've been pushing on the rear of Blue 4's main force. Sorry, I've had a bit to drink.
You're fine.
They're going to be coming up on Omega here.
That's funny.
If I check the roster, is Platoon 2 HQ.
Yep.
And he is right in the open. Research poking his head around the right side. Doesn't see him. He pulls back right in time.
I think he saw him. He just opted not to take the shot.
Maybe. Now he's poking out. Now he sees him. And I think he has
Yeah, Research and Fred are seeing Severe and Omega running in.
Oh,
Severe getting killed.
Geez, that's Command. Command is dead. Platoon 2 survived.
Unfortunate.
But Omega... Emzikov and Olalas now.
Fisher getting a retaliation kill. He's on 3 kills, by the way. Good job.
Yeah, I think someone got the retaliation kill, I think.
Yep, that was Fisher. Fred and Bucko walking around, but we got Shelt. Yep, Sheltazar. He's gonna see Fred run through. Fred doesn't see him though. Puts some shots out, gets a hit on Bulko. Bucko was out in the open. Sheltazar had some cover. More explosives going off. It was a little premature for Op4.
Big chunk of Blue 4, but doesn't look to have been that effective.
Yeah.
Big fucking cloud of smoke, though.
Bucko was able to come around and actually take out Sheltazar. Interesting. Bucko's still crippled as he walks up. And Op4, they've got Dusty that's come around as well. Blue 4 still hasn't sent any large flanking forces here, so they're going to commit to taking Terminal 2, then 3, without any forces on the side. We still have Nuzzy in a stolen Blue 4 Humvee just to the way west of the AO. I guess he'll come in later or he's AFK. But Op4's forces here are looking pretty light. Blue 4 has been able to do a good amount of overpowering here and getting some decent pickoff kills.
Looks like Greg Legs in that 113. They're pushing in deep.
Yep. Legal action under... Okay, thank God. I thought he was going to get run over there.
Gunner taking some fire. RPG, I think just friendly fired. I'm pretty sure they just killed a Red 4 guy.
Amazing.
They're going to start dismounting here right in front
yep.
of action. Jonathan.
Another RPG coming in close. Legal action trying to spray down that 240. He's going to get a reload. "15 minutes remaining. As Blue 4 is now thunder running this position, and the drivers of the 113s are trying to smoke it all out.
Ooh, another sentry goes off near That's Not Me and Coda. I want to say it got someone, but maybe not.
Blue 4 left their boats behind, yeah.
Now we're having a lot of positions opening up across the river on whatever targets, but the M1...
Gunner's down on that, Vic.
Like you mentioned, they have that smoke gen, so they've been coating the entire area in a thick smoke. And Terminal 2 is very much open right now. Mass, Killer, and Short Boy should be able to push in and get this terminal without too much trouble. We do have Dylan watching over that terminal with the PKM.
So though Dusty's chasing G-Legs with his truck.
So I have it on word from one of Scandy Recon that Platoon again was, prevented Scandy from doing Scandy things and led to their demise, which is, again, in my opinion, I've said it before, you want to just give Scandy an objective and let them off the leash.
Yep.
And keeping them on that leash is absolutely a hindrance both to them and...
As he getting a nice kill, he came in.
Opinion, but that is what happens. Looks like Blue 4... They're a bit disjointed right now, but they should be able to get the second terminal. The question is going to be, can they get this third one? They've got a decent cone of fire coming in across this railway bridge, and like you said...
Good kill by Yanni there.
Bring those boats. They're not going to be able to cross this river without using the railway bridge, unless they want to track.
Dusty playing chicken with a 113. And Blue 4's entire attack vector here has kind of subsided. They just took a lot of casualties trying to take this sector. So we might, with 15 minutes remaining, we're at more of like 13. I don't think Blue 4 is going to have enough manpower to do this. I think enough Op 4 people got interwoven with Blue 4's line. And the damage has been done.
As far as AT on the guys
across all these Blue 4 bodies here.
With that AT symbol. I'm gonna take a look real quick, see if I can see anyone with an RPG 20, or sorry, an M80. You know, a single-use stick. But if I'm only seeing that RPG 7, they could potentially see some effectiveness by just bum rushing across with the 113s, or any kind of AT really, or any kind of a vehicle, I should say.
113 drove into the other 113. Gunner turned around and is now trying to mag dump Dusty. And Dusty's driving away because that window is bulletproof.
Yeah, no, none of the Red 4 across the river have any AT, none that I'm seeing.
So, they're gonna have to rely on those explosives then.
Yeah, just those satchel charges, especially the air burst. But even then, like, obviously they're not aware of this, but Red 4 or Blue 4 could very much use those APCs to charge across. However, they first got to take Terminal 2, and Red 4's being able to rebuff their efforts.
TSB and Scandi Recon assets with Delta 2 and a few extras are crossing the river, though. They're going to do a flank play. That's what they need to do. And they still have enough time, 11 minutes, to make that play and quickly get on the terminal, because if the terminal's being hacked when the timer expires, it's going to go into overtime. But Blue 4 needs to have this force come and take this terminal site. It's going to be close.
Absolutely.
Legal action on 5 kills, by the way. He's one of the guys, part of the garrison, that did stop that massive Blue 4 push. Flux on 2. Schnuffles on 1. Dylan on 1. So this 4-man dream team here doing their best to hold. And you got Legs coming up. He's got a man in the back as well, but they're just trying to keep all this smoke gen going. Satchel trap going off, killing Flux.
That was a misplay. That was a defensive one, wasn't it?
I mean, it had to be. I don't know when someone on offense would have been able to do it. And Dingo plugging his Instagram, Lamau. Legal action, getting some flanking shots as Blue 4's pushing around. Doesn't net any kills, though.
G-Legs is 113, trying to do another layer of smokescreen. Finds legal action. And I think the driver spotted him, actually, so whoever's in the back should get on that gun and shoot him down.
Yeah, that gunner's going to be way too exposed, so he's going to stay turned in. Less than 10 minutes remaining, but Delta 2's on the other coast. They could get some nasty flanks in, but Blue 4 needs to take this terminal. Red 4's marksman, I think, was killed early on. No, okay, no, there he is. That's Pierce. I was thinking Blue 4, my bad, but he's on 1 kill. Legal action firing into the 113. I think because someone dismounted, because I only see G-Legs in there now. He had a +1 earlier. And Blue 4 across the river firing at Commando Cooper here as they're trying to push around, but Op 4 sent a few guys to counter.
Yeah, they must have seen them or got some kind of tip off about them. Dusty on the other side of the river now on the north side with that big old transport truck should be seeing that movement across. And yeah, he's looking in first person, looking across that river, able to see them.
That Blue 4. Yeah, so there's where G-Legs' +1 was. Legal action got him. Less than 8 minutes remaining. Blue 4 needs to make a move on Terminal 2 or else they're not going to have enough time to take Terminal 3. They have the manpower here. They have the smoke made. They just need to make a move here.
They don't have the time to wait around. Emzikov and his group, they really need to push up as quickly as they can.
Yep. Dusty getting picked off by Blue 4 across the river. That was Yannifin making an excellent shot. I think that's his second kill. No, it's his fourth kill. Great job there. This plan really hinges on these two sides working. But in an even fight, I mean, as I say that, Tekic gets a knockout on Edwin Broach. Pierce is staying in the back line right here, but he could get behind this Blue 4 group and hit him in from the rear. Yep.
The infantry on the north side, they've loaded back into the 113s.
Yep.
And so they're going for a very fast charge here. As Moose goes right past the terminal, and he's gonna...
They're repositioning.
Yeah, just very aggressive, using those 113s to their advantage. The gunner...
Jonathan's gunner just got hit.
Oh yeah, right in the fucking head. That blue beret.
7 kills for legal action.
I don't know how illegal that is to kill someone, but he's got a FAMAS as well. He's doing some fucking work. Jonathan,
there's Blue 4's dismount.
Oh, that was very close, Jonathan. He almost had an armor situation there.
And now they're trying to smoke this position out. Legal action going to the terminal site to hold it. 6 minutes. Jonathan winning the fight against legal action. He needs to go and initiate that hack pronto.
Yep, and he's in there with 6 minutes to go, less than.
Blue 4 encroaching on the Terminal 3 site. I think there's going to be a thunder run with a 113 across the bridge. What do you think?
That's pretty much their only choice. I mean, a 113 going across the water is too slow. It would take at least 2 or 3 minutes to get across that river. I mean, again, I didn't see any AT on any of them, but that doesn't mean that they're not...
But Blue 4 doesn't know that they don't have AT.
That's also a very good point. But a charge across the bridge is their only chance, and there are 2 different satchel charges to contend with.
All right, less than 50 seconds, and then past that, you got about 5 minutes remaining. Blade getting his, that was either his second or third kill, his third by double tapping Dylan. I mean, the numbers are neck and neck right now. Op4 has a pretty good spaced out defense on the third terminal, but Blue 4 can still get some licks in here. I think Sanctu is about to get jumped by 3 members of Blue 4. Sanctu manages to get a kill. The Blue 4 body tackling Op4 to the ground.
Panzer goes down as well. I think
Ninja.
that was from Swola. And he gets that double tap. So it's really just Marcus, Moxie, and Map. Nura over here on the 7th side for Blue 4. Terminal 2 hack is complete. 4 minutes to go. They need to mount up quickly.
That thing cooked off quick.
They need to shift really quick. Again,
all right, 7 Op4 versus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 or 10 Blue 4. So Blue 4 has the number advantage, but they need to move.
G-Lex M113 has that back door open. I don't know if that's a visual glitch or that's what it actually is. Yep, it just closed up, so now they are well and protected. Shots not coming in from across the river as they charge across. Again, this is their only choice. 3.5 minutes.
Satchel charge above them. Those satchels need to go off.
Oh!
Nice.
Oh, oh, baby! Oh, baby! That was some good shit. More.
Another one going off by the 113. It's gonna have to smoke and try to do a dismount here.
Cheeseburger waiting for those dismounts, ready to shoot them in the head. Oh my god, that satchel was beautiful. Nah, no way. Red 4 wins this. Oh, but not if Cheeseburger gets friendly fired. Which
Still anyone's game. We just had Mox get picked off. Mark is still up here on the hills here. He does have the Op 4 marksman rifle. We're at 2 minutes remaining. As long as they initiate the hack within those 2 minutes, 12 seconds. There's still a victory here. Oh, who the fuck just tried to rush up in that gun? That was not smart.
Nope, they need it's 2 people left in there. It is 2 blue 4. Emzikov is is literally dead in the water. Marcus is still on the hill. They need to, yeah, they pivoted the 113 around, trying to.
Yep, use it as cover.
Hop out. Yep, use it as
And then someone needs to hop out and initiate the hack. That's it.
Oh, Jesus.
They're trying to just billow out all the smoke they can. But Swola's now running in. G-Leg's getting out.
Get that terminal going. Swola pushing.
Swola running up to stop him.
Sees the beret. He saw the beret through the camo net.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Broken getting out though. Catching Swola on a reload.
But the grenade.
The grenade got him knocked out. Smoke's starting to dissipate. Broken needs to touch that terminal and get to cover. Because that smoke is about to run out.
He's
Broken. Broken, come on, buddy.
Minute and change.
No, and he gets shot by Gazag. That's it.
First one with the SVD.
That's it.
That's it. No, that's it. A valiant effort. Emzikov got out of the 113. He's trying to swim to shore, but he's
not going to make it in time in that minute.
It'll take.
And then Marcus is not going to be able to get down there in the remaining minute.
He's too far. He is just too far.
That was a good round. All of these rounds were good rounds. Even if the tactics looked like they weren't going to work.
It was a 113, adding insult to injury. Some people asking about the bridge being destroyed. We see those 2 sections of the middle being demolished. That was more the M113 blowing up and the satchel charge. And so, realistically, destroying the bridge entirely would have been great.
The win.
But the fact that they left it was just good sportsmanship and made it fair. And I think it was more the 113 blowing up than the satchel charges that destroyed the bridge. But yeah, it was just.
Holton just somehow ricocheted some gunshots and killed himself.
Nice.
Yeah. Otherwise, guys, that was the EU batch. We'll be back with the NA batch in about an hour to hour and a half. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Hopefully we'll see you there. Otherwise, cheers. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Very much. I'll see you then.